Good morning, beauties.
Sunrise on the horizon. Sky is blue, no denying. News with Skyjack Morgan. Bright and early new dawn. Every headline, every story. It's your morning, some glory. Stay informed, stay tuned as the day greets new blue. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling. With coffee in your cup, used to fill you right up. Cleansing weather on the go. Morning shows you need to know. Join us on this daily ride with your morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep you well supplied.
Yes. Good morning, headlines. It's the Morning Sky Show, the number one news reaction show on YouTube.
Information for you, darling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How the heck are you? Yes, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I think you're a beautiful person. I hope you have a cup of coffee. Today I'm drinking out of my Yeti cup and my old-fashioned. I still have an old-fashioned broken French press today. I'm trying to get a new one. I'm trying to get Yeti to send me a new one so I can advertise for their new Yeti French press because mine is completely trash. But I'm going to pour myself some Death Wish coffee right now. Look at this. Look at this. Look how trashed it is. Look at this. Look at this. Come on, Yeti. I'm drinking out of your Yeti cup. Every day I'm showing Yeti on my... Look at that. You know, keeps it so hot. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. It's been a wild weekend. It's been a little crazy. The gas prices are over $4. World War III is here. We knew gas prices were going up. It's always going up. It never goes down. And now Donald Trump is saying that it's just a temporary spike. Don't worry, it's just a temporary spike. Ain't no thing. Johnny Vegan Seed wants it to go up. He says, let's hope prices go to $10. Nothing wakes idiots up like simple numbers. I guess, but you like flying, you like traveling. Do you see, I've been talking for a long time about how authoritarians limit people's travel. This is intentional. This is by design. People are upset about the gas prices, but the gas prices are just a tool to keep you from traveling. Authoritarians always keep people from traveling. It's one of the things they do. It's always it's baked in the cake. They want to keep you here. You cannot leave. They like controlling your movements. It's part of an authoritarian, totalitarian dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? Do you think we should impeach Pam Bondi? Do you think we should impeach Pam Bondi? I think maybe we should. I don't know. How do you feel about it? Also, I'm going to show this from time to time. You can take a picture of your screen and send a Venmo. And then let me know you did it so I know people are doing this. I've seen other creators, they send a Venmo, and then you're able to, read people's messages on your Venmo, and I can read them out loud. This is what I've seen people do. I've seen people do this. They're like, yeah, support independent media because it's rare. While you still can, it might not last for very long. When people pretending to be crazy meet someone pretending to be normal, which is Iron 18. Which Iran, yes, Iran. Well, this is what happens when you have too many conservative dictatorships around the world. So, like, we have a conservative regime, Israel has a conservative regime, Palestine has a conservative regime, Iran has a conservative regime. When you have too many right-wing nut jobs on planet Earth, they start poking at each other. They start trying to cause war because the right-wingers, that's how they maintain power, is by showing how tough they are. Look how tough I am. I've got a lot of power. I've got a big military and I'm going to use it. That's how they do it all the time. I got your live stream on my smart fridge right now. That's freaking crazy. You're out of soy milk. You're out of soy milk. I kind of agree. We need to wake some idiots up. Well, nothing says wake people up like coffins coming home, but it doesn't seem like that seems to matter to very many people. People thought the same thing when Iraq started. They thought that, oh, well, we'll wake some people up once these wars start cooking. People will get tired of war mighty quickly. They didn't. They did not get tired of war mighty quickly. Iraq lasted, what, 2009 or something like that, and it's still going, really. We're still in Iraq, so it's still today. It's been going on since 2003. That's 23 years. Afghanistan, we were there for 20 years before handing it back to the Taliban. So I don't know why do you think it's going to be one of those things where we're going to, like, oh yeah, everything's going to be working out. We're going to wake people up. People don't wake up. Not in America. People do not wake up in America. The only time we wake up in America is when bombs drop on us, like 9/11 or Pearl Harbor or Oklahoma City. Sometimes these things wake you up, like, oh man, a bomb went off in the middle of Oklahoma City. Have you ever heard of the Michigan militia? No, never heard of them. Well, there's this thing called a Michigan militia, and this guy, Timothy McVeigh, was very, very much into destroying the government because he wants it to be more right-wing. Okay, sounds strange. Tell me more. People don't realize, people didn't know who Osama bin Laden, people don't realize that when I was a kid, I knew who Osama bin Laden was because he tried to bomb the Trade Center in 1993, I want to say. I think it was 93. He tried to bomb the World Trade Center. And so I knew who Osama bin Laden was. But in 2001, when the Trade Center actually went down, nobody knew who he was. People already forgot. They already forgot. Amnesia is real. I'm telling you, man. People won't remember why we're in Iran in 5 years. They're counting on this. You guys have forgotten January 6th by now. You've forgotten January 6th. You forgot about the Epstein files. You forgot about the 34 counts of fraud, or E. Jean Carroll, him raping E. Jean Carroll, or Katie Johnson. You forgot about all those things already. You think you're not going to forget about Iran or why we're there? You will forget. It won't matter. Iraqis chanting death to America. Yes, everyone chants death to America because they hate our leadership. I mean, Iran came out and said it. They're like, look, death to America doesn't mean death to all Americans. It just means death to your asshole leaders. Just like when you guys chanted about us. We do the same thing. We're like, oh yeah, we're going to bomb that school full of children. But trust me, it's about the leadership. It's about Khamenei. It's not about the oil. And it's not about those little kids. That's just collateral. This is exactly how they feel, man. They hate our leadership, just like we hate their leadership. I say we, but like, I mean, sure, I hate Khamenei, but he's dead. What am I gonna do about it? Hamas. I don't hate Palestinians. I hate Hamas. I don't hate Israelis. I hate Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't hate Americans. I hate Donald Trump. People need to get this through their heads, man. It seems like everybody wants to just do this whole tribalism thing all the time, no matter where you are. But it's not necessary, man. It's not necessary. Not that McVeigh was right, but the old far-right groups don't trust the government and wanted nothing to do with the government. I mean, I don't agree with his tactics, but some of his sentiments I completely agree with. But then again, a lot of those crazy people, they take small ideas and they turn them into their whole lives, kind of like the Unabomber, you know? I mean, sure, is this world becoming too technological? Is the dromosphere upon us, where every day we're more and more destroyed as time and space collapses due to the handheld devices that we all carry around? Sure. Do I think that we should bomb universities for that? No. No, I don't. Do I think we should all need to live in little sheds in the middle of nowhere? No. The Unabomber. You know, what was his name? Ted Kaczynski. These guys, they take shit too far. But hey, I'm not saying I disagree with them. Same thing with like those Timothy McVeigh guys who are a lot of conservative. I'm very conservative. Like actual conservative. I don't want the government all up in my shit. And I think that it's funny that now every time I say anything about the government, people are like, you must be a liberal. What? Since when? I'm a liberal? Because I'm criticizing the government? I thought that was your guy. It's funny, now guns are a liberal thing. I'm a gun owner. I exercise my Second Amendment right. I train with it every week, and people are saying that I'm a liberal. What? Guns are a liberal thing now? Gun ownership is a liberal thing? Criticizing the government's a liberal thing? Okay, all right, man. Totally. Las Vegas shooter. Yeah, I mean, I was there during the Las Vegas shooting. I don't know why you're saying Las Vegas shooter. It was a horrible thing that happened, but I don't know what his motive was. I've been trying to find out. What do you think his motive was? Unabomber was a group in and of himself. I mean, he was a pretty intense. Pam Bondi is next. I don't know. You think Pam Bondi's going to be impeached? Should we impeach her? I don't know. People saying that we should impeach Pam Bondi. Well, the news has been kind of fun this weekend. It turns out we did bomb that little girl's school. 160 little girls vaporized, burned alive. Probably intentionally, it looks like, that the United States government did that. Does it surprise you that in the lead up to a war, in order to provoke some kind of attack, we killed a school full of little girls? Does that surprise you? Impeachment hearings should start. Maybe they should. I don't know. I mean, maybe we should. I mean, the thing is, man, killing school kids intentionally and then turning around and telling the people that they're the cowards, that the Iranians are the cowards, when we talk about punching them while they're down and killing them in the night. We shot an unarmed ship coming out of India off the coast of Sri Lanka. We killed those guys. We killed like 80 people with a torpedo. That was a ship that had no weapons on it. They were doing some demonstration over in India, and we knew because we were part of the same demonstration, and you weren't allowed to bring ammunition. And so we went and we killed a ship full of Iranians that were unarmed. And we call the Iranians cowards? We call they're the cowards? We're shooting unarmed people. We also just shot another unarmed boat off the coast of Venezuela. Just yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, this weekend. My God, they're the cowards? They're the cowards. Cool, they're the cowards. Makes perfect sense. Thank you so much. We weren't part of the demo. We canceled, but yes, we knew all about it. We were there. We had people there as support teams and shit. We weren't part of the certain demos. I don't know. Man, I wasn't there either. I wasn't in fucking India. But I know we were invited. I know we had people there in India. I don't know to what degree we were involved in the demonstration. But yeah, we knew. We knew all about it. It's been crazy. POTUS isn't serving people, ignoring the Constitution. You don't abide by your own 25th Amendment. Must remove him. Man, I completely agree. Why don't we get rid of him? That's the time. Now's the time. Now's the place. It's time to use the 25th Amendment. You know, Donald Trump has been a president of firsts. Why not have this be the first, you know? That would be good. Either way, bad. Yes, yeah, not defending it, to be clear. You're not defending shooting unarmed soldiers? Good. I'm glad to hear that there are at least some Americans left with a little bit of dignity. It's really nice to hear, Mindy. A business, mind your business. Oh, I like that. Mind your business, Mindy. Your business, mind your business. Nice. I like your handle there. All right. To clarify. Yeah, it's good to clarify stuff like that. Indeed. Should we impeach Pam Bondi? What do you say, everybody? Should we do it? How's it go? How's the poll going? What should we do? Should we impeach her? Seems like we might impeach her.
A Nashville journalist detained by immigration authorities.
In court documents, her attorney claims she was arrested without a warrant. News 2's Kelly Milan spoke with that attorney today and shares more.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Regresamos con más información.
A Nashville television reporter now in immigration detention. Stephanie Rodriguez, who works for Nashville Noticias and Univision 42, was taken into custody by immigration agents March 4th. According to a statement from the outlet, Rodriguez was with her husband outside a gym on Murfreesboro Pike when several cars surrounded their marked news vehicle. The station says several men then exited those cars and demanded Rodriguez be taken into custody. She was...
How shocking. They're arresting more journalists in America. I thought only those cowardly Iranians did stuff like that. Oh, I can't believe Americans are arresting more journalists. First Don Lemon, now this. Come on.
Later transported to a detention center.
Up until now, she hasn't had a case with ICE charging her with anything, any part of DHS charging with anything. She never had a case with immigration courts.
Her attorneys have now filed an emergency federal petition asking a judge to order her release. The lawsuit claims Rodriguez entered the United States legally, applied for asylum, and has been seeking a green card through her U.S. citizen husband. Her lawyers...
Oh, look at that. So she came into the country legally, got here and filed for asylum. She, during her asylum process, fell in love and got married. Now her husband, who's a citizen, is sponsoring her to be here. And ICE, well, they arrested her. Why? Because she's a journalist. She's a journalist who wasn't born here. That's all it is. That's all it is now. Who wants to tell me that it's all about the first and the worst? It's all the worst criminals imaginable.
Says she had been following ICE instructions and was expected to report to the ICE office later this month. But according to her attorneys, when they checked with ICE about her case, they were told the charging documents were still being finalized.
Now ICE is...
Yes, ICE murders your neighbors. That's what ICE is there for. ICE is a paramilitary organization, the private army of Donald Trump, and they are murdering your neighbors. At the very least, they're beating your neighbors. They're forcing your neighbors out of their houses. They're attacking your community. They're sticking the guns in the faces of your community members. And most Americans are okay with it. I love how people keep thinking that gas prices are going to wake people up. I love how everybody is so optimistic about this shit. Oh, well, at least there's a war in Iran. People are going to start waking up. I mean, after all, Tucker Carlson is saying he's a warmonger now. I mean, seriously, people are going to finally start waking up. No one's waking up. Those days, that ship has sailed, man. No one's waking up. Nobody. It's done. Probably because she was illegal. There you go. There's this moron. Could you hear the report? Nothing was illegal about her. She came here legally, entered the country legally. She has filed for asylum legally. She married an American citizen legally, and ICE arrested her and gave her had no warrant, had no due process. Where is she? Who knows where she is?
Claimed that her failing to show up last Wednesday was a sign that she is a flight risk. But in this case, there was an ICE officer who 2 days before said, hey, that appointment does not exist.
Her attorneys now question why she was detained at all. The lawsuit also claims immigration agents arrested her without a warrant, a move her attorneys argue violates the Fourth Amendment. Now in detention, her attorneys say she will likely miss an...
That pesky Fourth Amendment. See, the thing is, now that she's going to be detained, she won't be able to go to the appointments for her asylum / wedding stuff, or her getting married. That visa process is also a major bitch. So here she is going through the proper channels, doing all the stuff you're supposed to do. And guess what? Well, she speaks Spanish. How come we never hear about this happening to an Irish immigrant? There's tons of Irish immigrants in this country. You swing a cat, you're going to hit an Irishman. I mean, geez, Louise, Russians, man. I meet Russians all the time. How come I never see any of these Oh, it's because they're white.
Important step in her green card process.
The one meeting she might actually miss is she's supposed to go do her fingerprints for USCIS for her green card application on the 17th of this month. And, can't really get there if you're in detention.
In a statement, the Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition says, in part, it's not lost on us that as a reporter, as Stephanie honestly and courageously told real stories about the harms caused by ICE and the people they targeted and detained.
There you go. They are detaining journalists. Open your eyes. Abre los ojos, okay? Open the eyes, baby doll. It's not about gas prices. Gas prices aren't going to open anybody's eyes, okay? It's not going to happen. They aren't opening their eyes about the fact that they are arresting journalists, man. They're spinning it to make it sound like it's okay to arrest journalists in America. They're buying our media. This is no different than Berlusconi. Look at the Ellisons. They own TikTok now, Paramount, HBO, CNN. They own all CBS. By the time this year is out, 2/3 of American media will be owned by MAGers. That's who will own them. And you will only be allowed to see what they want you to see. I mean, it's funny. I used to have this kind of phobia about Disney taking over everything, and you'll just have this homogenized culture where you're only allowed to see what they say you can see. And I was kind of right, except it wasn't Disney. It was the fascist dictatorship of America. I didn't see it coming. I should have. I've always feared corporations more than my government, but it turns out they're the same thing. They're the same thing now.
Well, the son of Iran's late supreme leader is said to be replacing his father as conflict in the Middle East rages on. Meanwhile, the U.S. announcing this weekend a 7th service member has been killed in action. CBS 42 Washington correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo joins us live with the latest developments. Good morning, Gabrielle.
Good morning. Now in its second week,
I love this. Hold on a second. No, dude, you all just wake it. Nobody's waking up. Nobody's waking up. Conspiracy theorists. Oh my God! I used to have a website all about conspiracy theories. I used to write about conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories are fun, but you don't really need a conspiracy theory. The people, you ever see that George Carlin thing on Politically Incorrect where he's talking about you don't need a formal conspiracy theory. These people go to the same country clubs. They went to the same universities. Their dads went to the same universities. They all work together. They all go sit on the same boards. They're in the same clubs. They play golf together. They know what's in it for them. They know what's good for them and their clique. They don't need to have some formal back channel actual conspiracy where, hey, you do this and I'll do that. They don't need that because they're all working for the benefit of the oligarchs. I mean, sure, conspiracy theories, they're fun and all, but come on. Sky, we know you've always known. Don't play coy. I mean, I feel like I've always known. But I will say that my prediction about the control of our media being in the hands of fewer and fewer and fewer, I honestly thought Disney would be the one who's buying Paramount, CBS, and all. But, I did it. But back then, when I started thinking of that, there was no real Netflix. There was no Netflix when I started thinking that Disney's going to take over all of our media. Disney is, they own a lot. They own Fox. They're one of the big major players. So now there's only going to be a few different major players, and you have no choice. Just like, again, George Carlin was saying, you can only get insured by the same one of 5 companies. You can only vote for one of 2 parties. Only 5 companies control all the groceries in America. But when you go to Starbucks, you can have infinite choice. You could get 1.5 pumps of caramel in your Frappuccino matcha. I mean, it's the illusion of choice. You think that because you've got lots of choices at Starbucks that capitalism is working for you. Meanwhile, they control all of your media. They're brainwashing you to eat what they say you need to eat. Think about just how fucking crazy it is that you only eat chickens, pigs, and fish. Like chickens, pigs, fish, and cows. That's all you eat. And you just eat it over and over and over again. There's meanwhile thousands of plants you can eat, but most Americans, they sit in a car and they wait in line so that someone can put some pulverized animal matter in a box, in a paper bag, and you can eat it with a plastic fork. It's disgusting. And the reason why you all line up for that shit is because you've been propagandized to do so. You've been programmed. They control it. They control all of it. They control everything. It's not conspiracy. It's just the way it is. Don't forget, hey, look at this. I'm doing this Venmo thing now. You can take a picture of your screen and send me a Venmo. Let me know in the chat if you do it, though, because I want to check my Venmo and see and read your message online. You can, when you put the memo, I can see it and I can thank you online. That would be super cool. I would really appreciate that. That's pretty neat when that happens, you know. And it's a good time. It's a good time for all of us. Also, we have the we have this. Oh, God damn it. Son of a... Something happened. Here we go. Also, you could, if you send a super chat, we'll also read you online. You just joined the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Illegitimate non-conderundum. Good luck with your 58 genders. I don't know what you're talking about, but again, 58 genders. You're really upset. You're crazy about genders. Oh my God, there's 58 genders. Oh, the world's falling apart. Like, I don't know what you're talking about with 58 genders, but hey, man, you don't have to like it. There's only a very small percentage of human beings that identify as anything other than male or female. Like, generally, like 99% of the time, over 99% of the time, people identify as male or female. So I don't know why all the hullabaloo. What is it with you guys always talking about this shit? Oh my God, because it tastes the nicest, you dodo. Yes, the illusion of choice. Yes, you have all the choices in the world to buy whatever flavor of Starbucks you want. Congratulations. Someone says there's more than 58. Wow. It's funny because, I don't know, I met so many people in my life, and like 99% of them fall into one of two categories. But hey, you guys want to obsess over the Kleinigkeiten? You want to obsess over the 1%? You do it, man. I'll obsess over the 1% of billionaires. I think the billionaires, they have all of our fucking money, and you can obsess over the politically vulnerable, those who have no power. I will obsess over the ones who do have power. When the 1% of people who are of a different gender that you aren't familiar with, well, when they have all the power and can buy and sell you and your children, let me know. Let me know when they're buying and selling children on Epstein Island, and I'll get on board, man. I'll get on board. But until then, I'm gonna rail out against the 900 billionaires in America that happily buy and sell American children and immigrant children, working class children. They just are perfectly all right with raping our kids. Billionaires. And they're president of the United States. Chomocracy. Welcome to the chomocracy, everybody. Do you think anybody's going to wake up? Do you think that's going to happen? No.
U.S. and Israel's strikes against Iran are continuing. Israeli forces this morning say they've hit several command centers for Iran's Revolutionary Guard.
We wiped out most of their missiles.
As the conflict against Iran continues, President Donald Trump says he would possibly send in ground troops, but says it would, quote, have to be a very good reason.
I would say if we ever did that, they would be so decimated that they wouldn't be able to fight at the ground level.
In Iran, a panel selected Mojtaba Khamenei as the country's new supreme leader. He's the son of the late Ayatollah who was killed at the start of the strikes.
What the president is focused on is an Iran that can no longer pose a threat to Americans.
The selection comes as the
Americans? When did they pose a threat to Americans? They keep on saying this, that we're really looking for an Iran that doesn't pose a threat to Americans. What are you talking about? Because the Batman comics? Because when I was a kid, the Joker became the UN ambassador of Iran. It was so funny. And Superman came and saved the day because Joker had to tried to gas the entire UN Security Council, I think. It's crazy. It's crazy times. Is that what these guys did? They read too many comic books? Because as far as I can tell, Iran hasn't really done much against America. We keep on shitting in their cereal. We keep on pissing in their cornflakes. And we're like, I don't know why they're mad. I can't understand why they're upset. We keep shitting on them, bombing them, killing their people. We kill their generals. We do things. We assassinate their leaders. I don't know why they're upset. It's so weird. We just need to make sure they can't harm us. Meanwhile, we're assassinating their entire leadership.
U.S. Central Command announced Sunday a 7th service member has been killed in action after they were wounded in an attack in Saudi Arabia on March 1st. And lawmakers in Congress are divided over the possibility the administration asks for more money to fund the ongoing operations.
But once you've committed people to combat, to me, you give them the tools that they need to be successful and stay safe.
The American people don't want to see billions of dollars being spent to bomb Iran and the...
Oh, this fucking Hakeem Jeffries. I'll tell you what the American people want. They want a Congress and all of their representatives to actually represent the people. You and your Democrat spineless bastards are just do-nothings. Oh, the American people want... Tell me what the American people want, Hakeem Jeffries. Lifetime loser Hakeem Jeffries. God damn it. God damn it, Hakeem Jeffries. What have you done for me lately, Hakeem Jeffries? Nothing. You ain't done nothing, Hakeem Jeffries. What the hell has Hakeem Jeffries done for you lately? Every time these Democrats get on television, they're like, oh, the American people. You tell me more. Tell me more what the American people want. And then they're all surprised. How come no one's backing us? Because you don't back us. You don't back the American people. You want to talk about the American? Get my fucking name out your mouth until you start doing something for me. I am the American people, and the Congress hasn't done shit for us. The Republicans bent over the fence. They just bent over. They're getting lubed up. Donald Trump's just going to town on them with his little mushroom penis. The Democrats, shit, they're MIA. They're doing nothing. I mean, at least the Republicans chose a side. Those maggers just bent over and spread their cheeks. The Democrats, nothing. They're just, I don't know, playing possum, I guess. That's the American way now, playing possum. Love your commentary and perspective. Thank you so much, Lee. 768. Thank you so much, Lee's768. You're a scholar and a gentle person. I appreciate you so much for supporting independent media. If you like independent media and you don't think that the media should be owned by just one guy, then please subscribe, like, donate. Because if you don't support people like me, guess what? You're just going to have corporate overlords telling you what to do and how to think rather than tell you to, challenge authority, question authority, challenge the status quo. Thank you. Yes, I am AI. I know I look that good, right? I'm AI. Thank you, Captain Cake. 100%. Thank you so much for being here. Positrack says the Democratic Party is useless. Yeah, it is useless. You're absolutely right. What have they done for you lately? What have they done? And I am supposed to think about voting for them? I don't think so. Give them their money, libtards. I don't think there are many liberals watching anymore, John J. Ocampo, after I told them that, hey, I'm a gun owner that thinks the government should mind its own business. I don't think I have many I get hated by both sides, John Ocampo. I get hated by the maggers and the libbers. They don't like me very much. I'm somewhere in the middle, cursing about the uniparty. I want to say down with it all. Tear down the system that made it possible too. Why not? Hakeem Jeffries says, no, we'll make good someday. Jeez Louise. Trump is legend. What, like the legend of Sleepy Hollow, maybe? Like he's got an orange pumpkin head that's empty? Maybe that's what you mean. Lights are on, nobody's home. Hello, McFly. Is that what you mean? Like the legend of Sleepy Hollow? Yes, you're right. Donald Trump is a legend. A brainless, dickless, spineless, loser con man that just takes advantage of rubes and old people. You hayseeds buying his sneakers and his watches and his perfume and his meme coin. You guys literally voted in a rapist, pedophile, shitcoin entrepreneur. I mean, how embarrassing. This is America now. You voted in a reality show star to be president of the United States, and then after his people took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk, you voted him in again. Yes, Yes, his people tried to kill Mike Pence, but you voted for him anyway. Yes, we all knew he was part of the Epstein trafficking circle, but yes, you voted for him again. Yes, he admitted to breaking into children's dressing rooms so he can look at their naked bodies. He admitted to wanting to fuck his own daughter. He admitted that he would only date 13 and up. Yes, but you voted for him anyway. Yes, he is a legend. I can't take that away from him. Donald Trump is a legend. You're absolutely right. You nailed it. You nailed it. Trump never won against a man. That's true. He never did win against a man, but that's because he's really good at beating women. He's a woman beater. What can you do? Man. So as you can see, this is the protest, anti-Islam protest in New York City. This is the NYPD. They're really upset. And it looks like they're trying to figure out who put that incendiary device, but it doesn't look like anything to me. It look like anything to you, all these guys. Oh no, they burned. You can't burn the stars and bars. Oh my God. They burned the Confederate flag. How dare you? How dare you? Don't you realize that's my heritage? All you Southerners, all you rubes and hayseeds, you boot-licking goddamn Southerners, you ignorant wretches who lick the boots of despots and tyrants. My God, man, the rebels of the South, they used to be something, right? I mean, I didn't agree with them, but hey, at least I didn't trust the government. Now, they just, again, spreading their cheeks for the government. They love it. As you can see, they're really upset that the anti-Islam protesters were there. This, of course, is, oh my God, the cops. Who are the cops going after? And somebody threw a bomb at some point. It's all over the news. Some people say that Zohar Mamdani was the target. Some people say it was not Zohar Mamdani. It was actually that guy Lang. I don't know. What's that guy's name? Lang something? Lang, you know who Lang. You know, Mr. Lang. You know who Lang is. Yes. Thank you, Lord of Lords. Oh, I love this stuff. Lord of Lords, thank you, Lord Jesus, for giving us Donald John Trump, the greatest warrior of all time. Billy England, I know you're joking because I've read the Bible, and Jesus chooses mercy over legality 10 out of 10 times. Jesus would hate Donald Trump. Jesus would go in there and turn over the tables on this money-changing bastards fucking watch. My God. Jesus said that rich people don't make it to heaven, man. Jesus said rich people get into heaven the way a camel passes through the eye of a needle. Oof, I don't think so. You guys think Jesus would want Donald Trump? Are you serious? This philandering child pornographer? That guy? The guy who rapes children and cheats on his wife with a porn star? That guy? I mean, Jesus was really into radical acceptance, and he would accept any sinner. But making them leader of the largest country in the world, I don't think so. I don't think Jesus would be into it. Now, I'm calling bullshit on that one. Jesus did not give us Donald Trump. So if Jesus didn't give us Donald Trump, who did? Oh no! That godforsaken Lucifer once again. He's doing a number on you. He's doing a number on you. He gave us Donald Trump. Lucifer gave us Donald Trump. And look, the Lord of Flies. The Lord of Flies continues. Oh shit, Mammon. And the Lord of Flies continues to hold us in their thrall. Jeez.
Bodies of 6 U.S. Army Reserve soldiers killed last week in an Iranian drone strike in Kuwait arrived at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. Some of them had served for nearly 2 decades. The youngest was just 20 years old. Each of them leaves behind grieving families and communities. And with Donald Trump signaling that he intends to escalate this war of his own choice, it almost certainly means more such arrivals of bodies will occur. Or as Donald Trump himself put it, quote, some people will die, end quote. In fact, the wait.
Some people will die. What do I care? And some people are going to die. We don't care. Do you remember when Donald Trump said that he was the peace president? I keep on remembering this. Now he's the war president, and all of you maggers are okay with it. You guys are like, derp, derp. That's like a good idea to me. Yep. Jonesy LaFay, thank you so much, Jonesy, for being a channel member. Sky City Rebels. I love all you Sky City Rebels. Sky City Rebels get exclusive content, exclusive streams, early access to the vault. I try to pull out all the stops from my wonderful channel members, the Sky City Rebels. We do a monthly guitar recital. This month it is Paul McCartney songs, and boy, let me tell you, some of these songs are hard to learn, but I hope you'll bear with me and watch it with me. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not a channel member, become one. If you are a channel member, could we get some rebel yells up in here? Trump is the best POTUS ever. You have Trump delusion syndrome, weirdo. You're not supposed to love your president that much, you creep. He's supposed to be working for you. He's supposed to be wearing a pair of jeans and rolling up his shirt sleeves and getting down to business on how to work for you, not bombing other countries on behalf of oil oligarchs. You goddamn nut jobs. You Nazi freaks. I saw some guy on YouTube figured how to unredact the files. Might be good looking into those old FOIA requests. Yeah, isn't that funny? You're right. I should look at my old FOIA requests to see if the redaction is... Yeah, isn't that funny? You can unredact the redaction. I don't know. I think that people who are working as FOIA officers probably have... they know how to do their job better than the DOJ. The DOJ is full of a bunch of dunces. Have you seen Kashyap Patel's head of the FBI, everybody. Pam Bondi is head of the DOJ. It's a goddamn shambles, and we are paying for it. Thank you so much for helping keep Veg in the Woods. Thank you so much for keeping independent media alive right here, though. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. Pam Bondi and Kash Patel is next. Maybe Kash is next, but Kash has got a 5-year term, baby. It's going to be hard to get rid of Kashyap, but maybe you can put him in jail. You never know.
He said it. You'd think he was talking about the weather. Sometimes it will rain. Sometimes some people will die. The demographics of the...
Sometimes it'll rain. Sometimes it'll rain blood of American soldiers. Sometimes you're just going to die. They're not heroes if they get shot down. Remember when Donald Trump said that they're not heroes if they get shot down when he was talking about John McCain, who was shot down and held as a POW in Vietnam? Remember when he said that about our war hero, John McCain? It's so funny that Donald Trump says all these horrible things about soldiers, and you guys are like, yes, he's the one who should be in charge of sending people to war. It's not a war. It is a war. No, it's not. It's not a war.
U.S. military tells us that the ones who will die will almost certainly and overwhelmingly come from working and middle-class American families. This is not a war of necessity. This is a war most Americans do not understand the reasons for. But America has a long history of sending its servicemen and women into wars that the public neither fully understands nor broadly supports. But reluctance to spend blood and treasure on unclear objectives in war can be offset by something else. Infusing the conflict with a good reason, a clear purpose, a shared understanding of why the ultimate sacrifice is necessary.
Yeah.
In this particular case, there is none of that. Not even a halfway coherent narrative to justify our war with Iran. No.
Oh, dang it. I thought we were going to have a good reason for this war.
Clear objective, no real public support. So,
dang it. I thought we'd figure this out.
If the American people don't understand this war and haven't rallied behind it, then what exactly is driving it? I have to step away from the scene for a moment to speculate about at least one answer to that. You see, it wasn't that long ago that groups in parts of the Middle East invoked extremist interpretations of Islam to justify violence against the West. Regimes like Saudi Arabia encouraged extreme interpretations of Islam that consider anyone who doesn't follow its doctrine, including other Muslims, to be infidels. The consequences, as we all know, have been devastating. That ideology helped give rise to movements like Al-Qaeda and later its offshoot, ISIS, which not only targeted the West, but Middle Eastern regimes as well. State-sponsored clerics routinely denounced Western civilization and framed global politics as a civilizational struggle. Americans remember the consequences of this worldview because the violence it bred eventually landed on our shores. But that religious extremism did not arise in a vacuum.
Do you remember? I mean, this is another thing. I don't know what you guys are saying. Like, this is on MS Now. You guys are like, Americans remember 9/11. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't remember January 6th. What do you mean they remember 9/11? They don't remember shit. You got to spell it out for them. Americans are a bunch of hall monitor loser simps who are attached to their phones all day and have no idea what the fuck is going on in the world. What do you mean that Americans remember what 9/11, the lessons of 9/11 are coming home to roost? Oh, yeah. Everyone remembers the lessons of 9/11. Shit. If you accept the standard narrative, the generally accepted narrative, the mainstream narrative of 9/11, Osama bin Laden bombed us because we had soldiers in Saudi Arabia and we were meddling in Middle Eastern affairs, and he didn't think we should. Yes, the lessons have been learned, right? The lessons have been learned that what affects the poorest people on planet Earth directly affects the richest people on planet Earth. We learned that lesson on 9/11, didn't we? I'm really glad that we all learned that lesson, right? Yeah, we all learned.
Crucially, it was sustained by a political bargain. For decades, the Saudi monarchy maintained an implicit agreement with its clerical class. The government will protect your authority and enforce your worldview so long as you legitimize the government. Religion, in other words, became the ideological engine for maintaining political power. And something eerily similar is now unfolding right here at home, and it's been building for some time. More than 2 centuries after the framers warned about the dangers of merging faith with political power, we're now seeing a version of that same dynamic take hold at the highest levels of the American government. It's not just creeping in, it's actively shaping how this war is being understood and justified, from those advising the president to military commanders briefing troops before their deployment.
Yeah, to right here in this chat, we've got white Christian nationalists saying thank Jesus for Donald Trump. I mean, we've got white Christian nationalists telling us that, well, our worldview will be enforced abroad, and that way we will support the state. We'll let the state do whatever they want as long as they continue to enforce our worldview on others, as long as they impose our worldview on others. We've seen this before. The Spanish, I mean, I live close to the missions, man. Those places are just old concentration camps, but you know what they do? They're like, oh no, they were here converting Indians. Junipero Serra, he single-handedly converted 5,000 Indians to Catholicism. What a nice guy. He taught them about Jesus. They were completely willing participants in this. They had every choice to leave. So the Spanish came here, took their land, looked for gold, made it an agricultural powerhouse. All the things that the Spanish did, and they used the Indians as labor at the edge, with pistols and spears, and they converted them to Catholicism. This is what happens, man. The crazy Catholics back in Spain, they're like, oh, we're doing good work out there in the Americas because we're teaching them about Catholicism. This is the same thing going on today. Oh, we're doing good work over there in Iran because Islam is scary. They're godless heathens. As long as we're doing something to keep them in line with good old-fashioned Jesus Christ fire and brimstone, then everything will be A-OK, and I will continue to pay my taxes and support this evil police state that I live in. In fact, they could do whatever they want to me. Take my 12-year-old, sell them to billionaires. I don't care. As long as you are making sure that Jesus Christ is taught in schools at home and abroad, A-OK by me. Yeah. Anything, you could do anything you want as long as you wrap yourself in a flag and hold the Bible. Makes perfect sense.
Under Pete Hegseth's leadership at the Pentagon, evangelical Christian nationalism has gained unprecedented visibility inside the U.S. military. The nation's Secretary of Defense has hosted Christian prayer services inside the Pentagon and attends weekly White House Bible studies. He's openly framed geopolitical conflict through the lens of Christian civilization. Tattooed across his chest is the Jerusalem cross. It's a symbol that was the coat of arms of the Crusader Kingdom of Jerusalem after the year 1099, and it's long associated with the idea of Christian warriors reclaiming the Holy Land.
Weird. How weird that he has that tattoo on him, huh? The Christian warriors reclaiming the Holy Land. A little too on the nose there, Petey. Pete Hegseth. He loves that shit. Christian conquest? Yes. I'm a lying hack. Jesus isn't fire and brimstone? I know, Jesus is not fire and brimstone. That was what's called sarcasm. See, I've actually read the Bible. Although Jesus did say a lot of the time, be merciful, be compassionate, be charitable, or rot in hell, burn in hell. This is something Jesus did a lot. It's kind of like a big criticism of Jesus that he always ends with, or you can burn in hell. Like, this is kind of a problem with the Jesus thing. I love the teachings of Christ, but I like to think of the burning in hell part as a little bit more metaphorical, right? I don't really think there's a place called hell where your soul is sentenced to a to eternal damnation. I don't believe that there's a guy with horns and a pitchfork. I don't believe in the invisible world, but I do follow the teachings of Christ, and I went to religious schools and I read the Bible. So, I don't think it's all about fire and brimstone. That was called a joke. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, little baby doll. It's not a metaphor. It's not a metaphor. You like examples of Jesus is like saying Charles Manson would be good director of daycare center. They're both nonsensical. Charles Manson, he didn't kill anybody. He just told other people to kill people. He's basically the same as Donald Trump. Donald Trump has killed the same amount of people as Charles Manson with his own hands. But Donald Trump has killed millions of children. He's ordered others to kill millions of children. If you think about it, Charlie Manson only killed one baby, just one, and that baby wasn't even born yet. The baby was a fetus. Oh, come on now. You don't believe in the devil. Of course I don't believe in the devil. Who believes in the devil? It seems ridiculous. I hope you're not talking to me. Yes. Yeah, you just insulted the examples of Christ in a democratic atheist way and then try to pull a schizophrenic approval. Yeah, that doesn't really work for people in the world of reality. The world of reality? The world of reality is, again, the world that we see, not the invisible world. This is something that you have to come to terms with when you're talking about religion. There's the visible world and the unseen world, the one where just behind the veil of our existence, angels and demons are fighting eternal battles for the control of our souls. If you believe in that, well, you might be psychotic. I don't believe in the invisible world, but the philosophy and teachings of Christ, pretty rad stuff, pretty good stuff, pretty good. The radical acceptance, man, come on. Jesus Christ always loved hanging out with prostitutes and hanging out with saving people that were sinners. Man, I love that guy. Born in a manger, greatest story ever told. Born in a manger with the animals, rises up to be the King of Kings. Greatest story ever told. But usually it's wasted on all you guys because you want to believe in things like this guy. Christian soldiers taking over the homeland, taking over the Holy Land.
Listen to what he had to say at this last month's national prayer.
Let's hear what he had to say. Since so many people call me a liar, let's hear what Pete Hegseth has to say.
America was founded as a Christian nation. It remains a Christian nation in our DNA if we can keep it. And as public officials, we have a sacred duty 250 years on to glorify him. We talk a lot about peace through strength. At the War Department, we see ourselves as the strength department. But we also need to remember that we derive our strength through faith and through truth and through the word of God.
Yeah, that's a message of white Christian nationalism, not Jesus Christ. Thank you. No, Donald Trump's DHS found 100,000 children. No, they didn't. That's not true. That's your president with the menstrual cycle. Biden lost in his own DHS and whistleblower from. Man, you are deep. You're deep in the shit. Let's look into how Donald Trump. First of all, I hate Joe Biden. I've hated Joe Biden since I was 9 years old. Look into Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Donald Trump eliminated PEPFAR, single-handedly signing the death warrant for 15 million children. Donald Trump has killed 15 million children. And you're like, well, he's a good guy. He loves kids. Donald Trump and his friends buy and sell teenage girls for fun. Donald Trump owned a teen pageant where he admitted to breaking into their dressing room so he can look at their naked bodies. Little teens. So yeah, stop trying to give me the Jesus-y answer to Donald Trump. Yeah, Jesus would have loved Donald Trump. Jesus loved it when dudes broke into little teens' dressing rooms to perv out. Jesus loved when dudes perved on little girls, right? No. Not my Jesus. My Jesus doesn't like chomos. But maybe your Jesus loves chomos. Not mine. I read the book, and in the book, I don't think Jesus was into chomos. Just saying.
Now seeing play out.
All right, Monty Roger on Capitol Hill. Thanks so much. Joining us in studio to discuss Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. Let me ask you about these strikes. Is this a war?
I'm not sure it matters what you call it.
I don't think it matters what you call it. You could call it the lick log down here in the Middle East, but if you think it's a wall, then it's all right to call it a wall. And I love Senator John Kennedy. You gotta love him. I don't care what you call it. Oh, you don't care all of a sudden, huh? It don't matter none. It don't matter none what you call it. It's not a war. You can call it whatever you want.
Well, I'm not adverse. There seems to be some.
Oh, ding dang do. Can I get a ding dang do in the chat, please? Can I get some ding dang doos in the chat?
Some effort among our friends in the media to get people to admit there's a war. I'm sure many people are referring to it as a war. That's not the issue. The issue is at what point does a president need to seek authority from Congress?
Yeah.
And frankly, you can teach that round or flat. The answer.
All right, hold on 1 second. One more time. UK name. I know you watch this show a lot. I don't know who you're talking about. My party. I don't have a party. Maybe you missed the little name right here. It says Skyjack Morgan Independent. You see it right here? I don't have a party. I just put no party here. Would it be it will be helpful? You can read no party. I don't have a party. I don't believe in this two-party system. I don't believe in the state. I don't think that we should have a government. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that any government, and all of them are, that are run on violence, all of them exist by threat of violence, can be ethical. I don't think it's ethical to have a government the way we do. So stop saying your party, you goddamn fool. I know you watch this show all day long, every day. I know you watch all my shit. I've seen you everywhere I go. You fucking super fan. You know I don't have a party. How dare you? How dare you? You goddamn false prophet Pharisee motherfucker. You kind of fucking ball-licking Donald Trump chomo lover. You goddamn pedo lover. You goddamn heathen. You're going to hell, you fake Christian. You charlatan. How dare you claim Jesus, clutch your Bible while applauding chomos and the buying and selling of children. How dare you? You call yourself a Christian. I spit on you. You fucking call yourself a Christian. You can't be a Christian and support Donald Trump. I'm sorry. It's over, man. It's over. It's done. You cannot be a Christian and call yourself a magger. Sorry. Can't call yourself a Trump supporter and a Christ supporter. Those two things are diametrically opposed. They're antithetical to one another. They're not yin and yang. They are opposite sides of the universe. Call yourself a Christian and then pray to Donald Trump. Jesus. You make me sick.
To it is like pornography. It's undefined. You know it when you see it. This president, unlike other presidents, says I don't need the authority. Other presidents wanted the authority to have someone behind them in terms of sharing the responsibility. If a senator or a House member is upset and thinks the president has crossed the line, he or she has a number of options. You can.
Oh, yeah, a number of options. You can bend over and have the president do what he wants, or you can bend over and let Lindsey Graham do what he wants. But other than that, you got no options.
First of all, not vote to fund the war. You can file an authorization.
How can you vote to not fund the war? Maybe we should repeal the War Powers Act and stop giving the executive branch all this goddamn power. After all, you're a senator. You're supposed to be representing the people of Louisiana. Do the people of Louisiana give a fuck about what's going on in Iran right now? The people of Louisiana, man, I watched this live stream from these guys in Louisiana. I like them. I think they're called like bullshitters or something. I forget what the live stream's called, but every time they're on, I'm addicted, man. I love them because they're just like, dang, dude, man. I don't know. Are we even people over in Iran? They're not going to attack us. And they're like, actually, they could bomb this place like this thing with the oil. And oh, looks like we are a target down here in Louisiana. You're not a target in Louisiana. You don't need to worry about Iran and Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Even me, I'm not a target where I'm a little worried that there might be, a nuclear bomb going off in Los Angeles, and that's pretty close to me. I mean, that would definitely have a negative effect on my property value. But hey, at least I would save in taxes as my ears fall off and my skin boils, right? My tax bracket would go down because my property would be worth so little. So, Louisiana, though, you're not that worried. So what the fuck do Louisianers, why do they want to go to war in Iran? Now you got two options. You can go over here and you can make sure that you know what's going on, make the thing do.
You can file what Tim Kaine just did, a resolution, or you can file suit. To my knowledge, the last 6, 7 presidents have initiated actions, including but not limited to bombing of our adversaries in other countries.
They have.
Some have sought authority, some haven't.
Some have sought authority and others haven't. That's right. Usually, you seek some authority from Congress because the people, we're dropping $1 million bombs on school children. I mean, America now killed a whole school full of little girls. America did that. Donald Trump dropped a bomb on a school, a girls' school. I didn't think that girls could go to school in Iran. I thought that they weren't allowed. But they bombed a school full of little girls. Donald Trump hates little girls. If he can't buy and sell them, he hates them.
I think we've had a declaration of war vote since World War II.
That's probably the case.
And we've obviously had wars in between Korea and Vietnam, most notably. I guess the question is, it's not really a semantic one in terms of whether or not...
Well, in Korea, it was a police action. And in Vietnam, it was, I don't know, mitigating, I forget what they called Vietnam, but Korea was a police action. Isn't that cute?
It's a war. It's that, as you know, Article 1 of the Constitution says that only Congress has the power to declare war. We're spending billions of dollars, and Americans are dying, and civilians are dying, Iranian, Israeli, others. Why shouldn't Congress have some skin in the game in terms of we voted for that?
Question. The Constitution doesn't go from Article 1 and skip Article 2 and go to Article 3.
I got it.
Well, no. Article 2 also says the president is the commander-in-chief. And
I said I'm a commander-in-chief, which means that he could do whatever he wants, and I don't have to do my job. Ding-dang-do. These guys, this is the problem, man. Congress serves their party. They serve their party. They do not serve each other even. Literally, the Democrats are surprised that assholes like him aren't backing them up. Like, Congress is asleep at the wheel. They are your representatives. Let me ask you this. Think of who your congressperson or senator. Congressperson's better, though, because there are so many of them. There's 435. Jeesh. Imagine do you have them in your mind or her in your mind? I'm having mine in my mind. I have her in my mind. Okay, my congressperson's in my mind. Now imagine your congressperson hanging from the end of a rope. Got that image in your head? How does it make you feel? Do you care? You don't care. Because they don't represent you. The way you're supposed to feel is, how dare you say that about my representative? That person represents me. You might as well be hanging me from that rope. That's how you're supposed to feel about your delegate. But instead, you probably don't even know who your congressperson is. And if you do, you probably just would not care if they got hanged. You wouldn't care at all. And the reason why is because they don't serve you. They don't do anything for you. They don't care about you. They don't know about you. Most of them don't do town halls, engage with their constituents. They don't do shit. And this guy, Senator John Kennedy, my favorite senator, he's like, ding dang, dude, there's nothing we can do about all this war. You can call it whatever you want, but it don't matter none, because we're not going to do goddamn lick about it, a ding dang do.
I believe, if you study the history of the Constitution, that our founders left it intentionally and vague. Intentionally vague. Article 1 gives Congress the responsibility to declare war. It doesn't say...
They did not... The framers did not leave things intentionally vague. It's a fucking contract between the governed and the government, so that the government never usurps the power of the people, all of it. Basically, of the American Republic, our form of democracy is the will of the people filtered through the elites, or what we could now call the oligarchs. We filter the will of the people through the elites, and then we hope to have some semblance of order so that, I don't know, shit, maybe your kids might do a little bit better than you did, but that dream's over, man. Those days are over. So I'm not sure why we even bother anymore, but the idea is we filter the will of the people through the oligarchs, and we have a set of rules and rights that say, well, if you violate any of our rights, all bets are off. We don't have a government anymore, and we're going to war. Like that's what it's supposed to be, the Constitution. They don't leave things intentionally vague. Shit. They even went so far as to call a black person worth 3/5 of a normal person, a white person, I mean. 3/5. 3/5 a black person is worth in the Constitution. They didn't leave anything intentionally vague. Now, they let it intentionally vague so I could come on your show and dilly-dally and make myself look like a goddamn idiot, make myself look like I don't care. Now, the people of Louisiana and the American people, they want a war in Iran because they want to make sure that they turn Christian right away, right quick. We got to do it.
Mm-hmm. The commander-in-chief makes war. Now, where do you draw the line? Different presidents have drawn it in different...
The commander-in-chief is the executive, as in he executes the laws. Congress decides we go to war because they sell it to the American people. The American people like, yeah, we want it, or no, we don't. If the answer is yes, then you hand it over to the president who makes war. They don't decide who or when or where we go to war. Congress decides that. That's the whole point of the American Republic. It's the whole point. It is literally the point. Because we had King George, who was a mad king and decided willy-nilly when he can go to war, regardless of what his parliament said. No taxation without representation, we said. All we wanted was representation so that we can say when and where we go to war. It's fucking the whole point.
Places. And it is up to the United States Congress to say we don't agree with where you've drawn the line, and we're going to weigh in. And this Congress can do this at any point in time.
How concerned are you that the next leader of Iran, and they're talking right now about maybe the son of the Ayatollah is going to take over, is going to be as bad, if not worse, than...
Yes, the son of the Ayatollah is taking over, and there's nothing you can do about it. Don't forget, we're trying out some Venmo today. You could go right to Venmo. You could join Venmo. Go to Venmo. Support independent media, support the show. You could do it because you don't want Paramount and CBS controlling everything. Thank you so much. Take a picture of your screen. Make sure you support this channel. And if you're not already a channel member, become one. Why wouldn't you? After all, you don't want to be like any of those other bastards. You want to be a rebel. Become a Sky City Rebel today. You get tons of exclusive footage, exclusive content, exclusive access to our vault, exclusivity. When we have a channel like this, I can say, oh, this person, look at God bless you, says Thorn. Look, I could tell channel member right there. Way to go. I knew it said Thorn, but for a second I thought it said Tom. You know, some people put an H in Tom. I had to look real fast. Thank you so much for joining. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Illegitimate, non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. It's going to be all right. There you go. The #1 news reaction show on YouTube. This is The Morning Sky. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. If you're just joining us, this is The Morning Sky Show. We talk about the news, try to crack through some of the propaganda, try to break through some of your programming, try to challenge the status quo and question authority first and foremost, because, you know, this is the first step of critical thinking is questioning authority. And here we are with the senator. Oh, thank you so much. Did MAGA realize that regime change in USA? They did. Thank you so much, Chris Petsavas. Did MAGA realize the regime change in the U.S.? They did. It was the Tea Party MAGA movement that gave us regime change, and now we have a full-on fascist dictatorship. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Yes, let the camels go. This guy is nothing but propaganda for the Democrat Party. The Democratic Party? I've got no love for the Democrats. How dare you, Mr. Fivey? You don't even know what day it is, do you? Do you even know what day it is, Mr. Fivey? I don't think you do. Mr. Fivey, you don't know yo ass from a hole in the ground. Man, you don't know the difference between shit and shinola, Mr. Fivey. Thank you so much for being here, though. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Time is short. Time's a wasting. CBS owns fucking Paramount. Paramount owns Star Trek. Now MAGA owns Star Trek. MAGA owns Star Trek now, everybody. There is no Star Trek in pre-production. The only utopian view of the future is now just on the cutting room floor. Nobody cares. It's done. Well, what did you expect?
The former leader of Iran.
Well, of course, it's always a worry. Look, if we do our job, it's not going to matter. What does victory look like to me? I can tell you. To me, it looks like the new efforts after our June bombing to restart the nuclear warhead program will be stopped in its tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, Iran was adding anywhere from 200 to 600 missiles a month. We're making them use all those missiles. Number three, we're going to take out their missile manufacturing ability.
We're going to take it out, the missile and manufacturing ability. How would you like it if someone took out our missile manufacturing ability? What gives us the right to go to anybody's country and tell them, you can't have no missiles? Now, what in tarnation do you need missiles for? You just bombed the shit out of us. Exactly this. You wouldn't have been bombing the shit out of me if we had missiles. That's why. We wouldn't be bombing the shit out of Iran if they had nuclear weapons. It turns out that Iran needs nuclear weapons. I know it's hard to swallow, but it turns out that's this is what they actually needed, nuclear weapons. If they had them, we wouldn't be at war right now. Maybe nuclear war is the deterrent that we need. It's the thing that keeps America in check. You know, we don't bomb France, we don't bomb England or China or North Korea or who else has nuclear weapons? Pakistan, India. We don't bomb Russia. We don't bomb any of these countries with nuclear weapons. Wonder why? Why do we only bomb the countries that don't have nuclear weapons? You ever notice that? Everybody should have nuclear weapons, maybe. I mean, shit. It's kind of nice having them, you know. You don't want to use them, but it's nice having them, right? Kind of like I have a gun in my house. I don't really want to use it, but I'm prepared to use it. So, you know, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You know what I mean? Don't you think? Makes perfect sense to me. Oh, they don't scream death. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they scream death to America. Everyone hates our leaders. Are you crazy, John Ocampo? They all hate our guy. They all hate Donald Trump. Yes, they do. Death to America means death to Donald Trump. That's what they're calling out for. They're not calling death to, like, moms and school, you know. Death to America does not mean what you think it means. In fact, they've had to publicly say that. Hey, when we chant that shit, the Americans are stupid. They don't understand. So we need to really, really let them know that we don't want to kill, like, moms and dads, like, just middle America. No, they want to kill the guys that are killing them. They don't want to kill us, just like we don't want to kill their school children. Like, wake up, dude. They don't chant death to America. The Russians don't chant death to America? What? The Chinese don't chant death to America? Of course they do. Everyone hates our leaders. Our leaders suck. Our leaders are murderers, war criminals. Of course they hate us.
Or we're going to take out their launchers. Number five, they're going to desecrate and decimate their Navy.
Mm-hmm.
The goal here is to lead the political leadership of Iran unable to defend itself, unable to hold the Middle East hostage, unable to hold the rest of the world hostage.
Well, they don't have nuclear weapons, so how the hell could they do that? They
While it pursues a nuclear weapon. It is clear to me that the current political leadership is never going to give up its effort to obtain a nuclear weapon. And if they get one, they are religious zealots.
Religion,
they're like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. I'm sorry, they're stone cold crazy.
So they're stone cold crazy. They're all just crazy, like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Now, ding dang do, I can't believe that if they just believed in Jesus Christ, we wouldn't have this problem. Oh, so like in Saudi Arabia? Well, it's different over there. We love Muslims when they give us all that oil money. We love them when they do that. Oh, so like Kuwait. Yeah, we love those guys. Those guys are great. We love those types of Muslims, those ones that'll just know their place. The ones that know their place so that America can take all their money. We love those guys. Ain't it funny that we never have a problem with Muslims as long as they're making sure the money's flowing in the right direction, huh? All of a sudden, no, they're not stone cold crazy anymore. You're only called crazy if you want the oil money to go to your people instead of our people. Now that's crazy. Don't you know? Your oil money belongs to America. What do you mean? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. You think that the oil money belongs to the people of the region? No, you're crazy. You must be Muslim or something. You must be an extremist. You must be Nation of Islam or some shit, man. Saying that you should drill, baby, drill, and that all oil money belongs to you? No. Belongs to us. Belongs to Chevron and Shell. Belongs to the oligarchs. How dare you think that oil belongs to you? No. You must be stone cold crazy like Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
And they will use a weapon if they get it.
The State Department has updated the message on the assistance call line for the Americans who are stuck in the Middle East. 14 countries in the Middle East trying to get out, saying the U.S. is committed to helping American citizens who want to leave the region. But before that update, this is what it sounds like. Take a listen.
Okay.
If you are calling about the crisis in the Middle East, please press 1. If not, press 2. Please do not rely on the U.S. government for assisted departure or evacuation at this time.
If this is not like, does this not seem like a TV show? If you are calling about the crisis in the Middle East, press 1. If you are trying to get out of the country, don't rely on the United States government. We're too busy bombing schools filled with little girls. We're not flying your ass out of nowhere. Sorry. Good luck. Your government is at the wheel.
There are currently no United States evacuation points. Please continue to check the embassy's website for updated information in the event of ongoing military action.
So there doesn't seem to be any sort of plan for the thousands.
Well, I haven't heard that recording, but it's not accurate.
It's a recording. It's a recording from your. It's not accurate. Trust me. We're all looking out for our people. Trust me. It's a recording from the DHS. If you are trying to save your life by running away from the Middle East while bombs fall around your ears, press 1. If you are still in the Middle East and there's no planes to get out, bend over, kiss your own ass goodbye. Thank you for supporting America. We know you don't have any choices when choosing a nation and that you have to do whatever we say because luck of the draw, you just happen to be born here. But thanks anyway. Thank you for choosing America.
Rubio about this yesterday. They had a plan and have a plan to evacuate people. They started implementing it Saturday afternoon. Their problem is that a lot of people have not contacted the State Department, say, here I am, here's a cell phone, send the plane to get me. Some members, I don't want to overstate this, of our embassy, they don't want to leave. They want to stay and do their job. I think, Marco, don't hold me to this, said that they have 1,500, 2,000 names. They're encouraging people to send their names. They're sending planes. Now, sometimes people are only given an hour's notice to get on the plane. Some of the planes have to be turned back because of danger. They're also pursuing routes by land right now. And it sounded, I don't know about this recording, but it sounds to me like the State Department anticipated this.
All right, we'll see. Republican Senator John Kennedy of...
Meanwhile, I heard that the grocery prices are doing great and the Dow Jones Industrial Average is going gangbusters. So aren't you happy that all your rich friends are making money? I know you're happy about that over here. My people of Louisiana, they just love all you rich folks making all that money. My folks over down here, we're simple folks. We just love seeing all you rich people enjoy your lives. That's what I love about Louisiana. We're just some simple folks down here. We love seeing the rich rape our children, buying and selling them on the open market on the Epstein Island. It's so fun. I love having all them rich people do whatever they want, have their way with my wife and children. It's so much fun to watch them. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The Dow is over 50,000, so I've heard, and that's so mighty good for all my rich friends. I sure am happy that all of them making all that good money. I hope some of it comes and trickles down my way. Yeah, ding, ding, do. Oh, Lord.
New at 5 tonight, a story that you are seeing.
Like, how do you believe this shit? How do you believe that Donald Trump and the military and all these people, they have your best interests at heart? They don't. And the fact that they're talking about the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the fact that they're talking about, don't shut the fuck up. The stock market's doing great. most Americans these days have woken up to the fact that their personal value has zero to do with the Dow Jones Industrial Average or anything that has anything to do with the stock market, because it's basically swinging in the breeze, which is the whims of the rich. They get to choose how the stock market goes. It's a sucker bet. You're betting on their whims. You might as well be playing roulette. How many people lost their asses in the collapse of 2008? How many people keep losing their asses because people like Donald Trump and his oligarch buddies just decide, we're going to war? How many times? Certain people get rich, you get poor. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is not a happiness quotient. Your children will not love you more. Your wife will still leave you. You will not find anyone to have sex with you or love you. You will not have anything different because the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up. Nothing will change for you. Nothing. The rich get rich. You get fucked. That's it.
First on News 4, for the first time, we are getting an inside look at what happened the day the Trump administration took over the U.S. Institute of Peace.
News 4 obtained more than 4 hours of police body camera video from that day that shows D.C. police officers communicating with Doge to evict the Institute staff, and also the tense standoff between the two sides.
News 4's Mark Seagraves watched the video in its entirety, and he spoke to one of the key figures in the video who tells News 4 that he feels betrayed by D.C. police.
This was the scene inside the U.S. Institute of Peace that day as the Trump administration ousted the leadership and staff.
So this was a whole thing. Remember when Doge did this shit and it got real crazy?
I don't. It's been almost a year since the standoff that drew international attention. It was the first months of the Doge takeover of federal agencies. The Trump administration targeted the U.S. Institute of Peace. After one failed attempt to take over the building, Doge employees and Trump's pick to run the institute, Kenneth Jackson, showed up at the institute again on Monday, March 17th. The doors were locked, and only a few staff members, including the president of the institute, Ambassador George Moose, and the institute's lawyers, including George Foote, were holed up in the building. Foote recalls that day vividly.
Well, that was terrifying. I mean, I've practiced law for a long time, and I've never seen that sort of confrontation with police keeping me from going into a client's property or some other property. It was really disorienting. It was very concerning.
While D.C. police acknowledged at the time they were asked by the U.S. attorney to assist in the takeover, just released police body-worn camera video shows exactly how it went down. The staff at the institute say they feel they were betrayed by D.C. police.
Oh, enormous betrayal. Yeah, betrayal is a pretty good word for the whole thing.
The video shows D.C. Police Commander Jason Bagshaw meeting with Kenneth Jackson and another Trump administration official coordinating the takeover.
Here's the message.
Weird. I mean, it's so weird. They're coordinating with... Why is the police coordinating with the federal government like this?
President Trump terminating the former board members.
So the goal right now is to get access into the building.
Yes, sir.
And then basically, all right, everyone's got to go for right. Go.
That's it. Especially this lawyer that's representing them. I'm going to cancel their contract. I'm going to fire him. And we're going to take control of the agency. I'm not ready for this either.
Jackson explains why they need MPD to help with the eviction and not federal police.
Private building, and that's why we need MPD. Got it. If it were GSA, it would be very simple. We've been doing this with other buildings, with GSA buildings, much easier.
As soon as that door opens, I want to be able to stick my foot in. You know, so.
There you go. The police are not your friends, everybody. This is how, man, I've seen so many body cam because of all the things that I've been involved with over the years. And like the police are always doing dirty shit. They're always, their body cam footage is so funny. The shit that they say. All the underhanded garbage stuff that they do, trying to bend the law for themselves. This is so messed up.
Foot in it, then it changes it. It changes the way we do it. If that stays locked like in a car case situation, God forbid.
Bagshaw then makes contact with the Institute's head of security, Colin O'Brien, who is part of the staff inside the building. Bagshaw still not revealing why he's there. O'Brien allows Bagshaw into the building, thinking D.C. police were there because they had called for help.
I'd love to be able to have an officer come down. We'd like to actually file a report so that this is proper.
Oh, you thought they were going to come to help you. Oh, no. Oh, dear. You called the cops. The cops aren't on your side, buddy.
Documented if that is in the cards.
Once inside, Bagshaw and O'Brien continue talking for several minutes. Bagshaw still not revealing he's there on behalf of the Trump administration. Then Bagshaw walks to the door, allowing more MPD officers to enter. O'Brien is heard telling them only to allow police inside.
Is it just Metro? Yeah, I will ask that we only let DC Metro in.
Then, moments later, DC police open the door for Jackson and several Doge employees to enter. As this is playing out in the basement, George Foote and another attorney for the Institute are upstairs with the Institute's president. Within minutes, Foote comes downstairs to confront police and the Doge employees.
How did this come to be? How did we happen to have people in the building?
He's the president of the Institute, so he has the right to be in the building.
That's yet to be determined. You don't recognize that he's the president? Absolutely not.
After several minutes of back and forth between the two sides, Foote directly asks Bagshaw if D.C. police are there to assist Doge, and Bagshaw says no.
Gentlemen, you're here escorting these folks into the building?
No, we got called in reference to what's going on.
Moments after that, as Foote tries to return to his office, police make it clear they're only allowing Doge back upstairs.
And 4 of you are not coming back in today. Okay? That's where we are.
At that point, D.C. police escort the USIP staff out of the building. But the standoff is not over. Ambassador Moose and another staff member remained locked inside the president's fifth-floor offices, refusing.
Crazy, man. This is so fucking wild. This is an independent agency. This is why Doge had to get the police to go in. Now, what did they accomplish, Doge? Epic fail. Epic failure, like everything, just fucking disaster. Everything that Donald Trump touches is a disaster. Doge was a disaster. This is a disaster. How many people are going to have to face charges because of all this garbage that went down? You think this is going to go unpunished, unchecked?
To leave. MPD officers spend the next hour attempting to force entry to the upper floors, at times using knives to pry open stairwell doors. Once Bagshaw and other officers reach the president's offices, Bagshaw comes face to face with Ambassador Moose, separated only by a locked glass door. After a few minutes, Moose peacefully emerges from his office and confronts Bagshaw as he leaves.
You know we're going to see you all in court. Yeah, we figured that. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, so we thought you guys were our friends. We've had a relationship. We are your friends.
We are your friends. We're the police. Trust us. We're your friends. Now get the fuck out. Trust us. We're the police. We're your friends.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I will take that. And hope to see that demonstrated down the line.
For Foote, the entire incident is symbolic of what the country, and specifically Washington, D.C., would see play out over the next year under the Trump administration.
Looking back on it, how that was just a model for the things that have happened since then, of the Minneapolis situation, the federalization of the D.C. Police Department by the feds. So it was a precursor in many ways.
It was a precursor. I wish that there was someone like this guy saying that it was a precursor back when it was happening. I said, this is the beginning of the police state. And everyone's like, oh, you're fear-mongering. How dare you fear-monger? All these maggers in the chat every day. Oh, you're fear-mongering. How dare you say that the police are just cracking skulls and doing whatever they want and doing the bidding of the government in ways that are completely unprecedented, unholy, unreasonable, and undignified. How dare you say things like that? You're fear-mongering. And now that we're here, you realize that I wasn't fear-mongering. I was an oracle. I was Cassandra. I'm still Cassandra. I'm the one who tells you about all the horrible shit that's about to happen, and you're the one that just don't listen because you think that Donald Trump's a good man. Oh, yes, he's a good man. He never does nothing wrong. I want to buy more of his watches and perfumes, maybe a Trump steak. I want to go to Trump University. I want to buy some of his NFTs and shitcoin. I love him. He's such a good man. Jesus Christ loves him too. You know, he's so good. I know he said he wanted to fuck his daughter, but who doesn't want to fuck their daughter from time to time? You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Good times and good times to come. We're entering a golden age of America. You know the golden age of America is upon us. Yeehaw.
The Israeli military launched another wave of strikes towards several military sites across Tehran. Iranian state media says
Snitches don't go to heaven.
Near Mehrabad International Airport.
Thanks for the
Lebanon's
coffee.
Health Ministry says that Israeli strikes on the town of Nabishit and the surrounding area have left 41 dead and 40 others wounded, including 3 Lebanese troops. Here in the U.S., President Trump is calling for the, quote, unconditional surrender of Iran. And just this morning, Trump took to Truth Social right...
Unconditional surrender? You haven't declared war.
Quote, today Iran will be hit very hard. Under serious consideration for complete destruction and certain death because of Iran's bad behavior are areas and groups of people that were not considered for targeting up until this moment in time. Thank you for your attention to this matter, exclamation point.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Is this guy, my God, man. My girlfriend, she works with special ed kids, and I swear to God, they got better writing skills than Donald Trump. Thank you for your attention to this. Thank you for your attention to this matter. They're very badly behaved. Very bad behavior from the Iranian people. They need complete and utter surrender. Surrender? You haven't declared war. To whom shall they surrender? To you personally, Donald Trump? Oh, to you personally, Donald Trump. That's what it is, isn't it? So the American people have no say about this. We didn't declare war. You're not going to declare any kind of ceasefire, surrender. Because who will they surrender to? The American people? Oh, no, just to the King Trump. Perfect. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button, says Sayard. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you're just tuning in, my name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate, independent media junkie. And boy, oh boy, are my arms tired. We also got a Venmo hit. Take a picture of the Venmo. Support independent media. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. What do you think? Should we impeach Pam Bondi? That's the question of the day. Should we impeach Pam Bondi? I think we should. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Don't forget it. It's the Morning Sky Show. Thank you so much. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We're making things happen. We're shaking it loose. If you like anarchist perspective on the modern news landscape, please hit that subscribe button. If you just like a robust chat, you just like chatting it up with the chatters, hit that like button. If you hit the like button, that's where the chat. Hit the subscribe button. That's for yours truly. You like anarchism? You like anti-authoritarianism? You don't think that the boss should be able to tell you what to do? You should have a permanent middle finger tattooed to your forehead to tell the bosses to go fuck themselves? Then please hit that subscribe button, because that's what we're all about here at the Morning Sky Show. Thank you so much for joining me.
This post comes after NBC News reported that Trump has privately expressed serious interest in deploying American troops on the ground inside Iran. That's according to 2 U.S. officials, a former U.S. official, and another person who has knowledge of those conversations. We should note the White House has dismissed the report as just assumptions from anonymous sources. Meanwhile, Congress has been unable to rein Trump in and unwilling to do so. This week, both the Republican-led House and Senate failed to adopt a war powers resolution to curtail the president's military actions. And so far, congressional sources have told MS Now that the war is costing the U.S. a staggering $1 billion a day. An American
Should we we're the richest country in the world, we can have a war that costs us $1 billion a day, but don't you goddamn mention 1 second about any kind of universal health care. You sons of bitches, how dare you even have that suggestion, man? How dare you even suggest that you should help your neighbors? Fuck that. We're bombing Iranian school children. It costs us $1 billion a day to bomb Iranian school children every day. How dare you suggest that we should take care of children right here at home with, medical care and stuff like that? How dare you say that we should spend $1 billion a day on educating our own children instead of bombing school children in Iran? How dare you? That's un-American, you. How dare you say that? Don't you realize that Donald Trump is the one true Lord and Savior? Man, he knows what he's doing. Go back to sleep. He's spending $1 billion of your dollars overseas bombing school children. How dare you say that we should have health care and education, you sons of bitches, you greedy bastards.
Consumers are already feeling the impact at the gas pump. Since the start of the war, gas prices have jumped 14%, with the average price of unleaded gas hitting $3.41 a gallon. Joining us now is
Wow, that's a national average.
Seth Moulton in Massachusetts.
$3.41 is the national average. Well, it must be California's fault. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like at $3.41, it costs us $1 billion to bomb Iranian school children every day. Hey, they chanted death to America, so, How about life to America? Why don't we chant life to America and treat our people decently right here at home? Why don't we do that? No? Why do you think we're not doing that? Is it because that when you give children health care and education, the return on investment takes 18 years, but if you bomb Iran, you can get that return on investment like overnight? Isn't that what it is? $115 a barrel, man. I thought it was more than that. That was like $156. But yeah, that's right. Almost $10 a gallon, the diesel here. All of your shit's about to get a lot more expensive. But Donald Trump was going to be he was going to be lowering the grocery prices. But how's he going to lower the grocery prices if delivering the groceries costs twice as much as it did before? Maybe the grocery prices thing was all a ruse, another con on the rubes. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Hit that like and subscribe button. Become a channel member. If you're just joining me, my name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech, a critical thinking advocate, and a rebel. You don't have to be a loner, but you do have to be a rebel.
We have some breaking news from here in New York City. 6 people have been arrested after a homemade explosive device was thrown during a violent protest outside the mayor's official residence. MS Now reporter Maya Eaglin is here with more on this. So police have just revealed some troubling details about this device. What can you tell us?
Yeah, take a look at this statement from NYPD Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch. She said that the NYPD bomb squad has conducted
David Bork. All right, David Bork, it looks like I'm going to have to cure you of your little bit of your ignorance. Now, think of oil as, since it's a commodity, think of it like a swimming pool, right? And everyone puts the oil in a giant swimming pool, and everyone sucks a little bit of the oil out of the swimming pool. You got me? Everyone puts it in, and everyone sucks out. Some people suck out a lot, the rich countries. Some people suck out a little, the poor countries. But everyone's sucking. You got it? Now, the less oil that's there, the rich people have to pay more, and the poor people have to pay more. Everyone has to pay more to suck it out. You get it? So if one country all of a sudden disappears, or let's say 20% of the oil in the world just disappears because the Strait of Hormuz is closed, for example, and 20% of the oil comes through that area, which probably 20% is still going to make it to market, but it's not going to make it to market as quickly. So now you are filling up that swimming pool slower than you're sucking. You get it? It's not like we buy oil from certain countries, you see. We buy oil from oil companies. Oil companies set up shop in different places, and we suck out the oil. Now, the thing is, you're right. Iran doesn't get to put their oil in the swimming pool we're sucking from. Why? Because they sell it to Iran and China. This is why we have this term, first world, second world, third world. The first world is America and all of her friends. The second world is Russia, USSR, and all of her friends. USSR, it used to be USSR, you know, that's why the second world. No one used second world anymore. Until now, we're going back to the Cold War. So first world America, second world Russia, and all of her friends. Iran was part of the second world, you see. Now, they are going to have to pay more in gasoline. So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna have to buy gasoline from some of our guys. You get it? Oil prices go up. That's how that works. So now our swimming pool is getting filled slower and more slowly and more slowly because of all of this fuckery. This is why comments like drill baby drill are idiotic. Because it doesn't matter where you drill, because you don't control the oil. The countries generally do not control the oil. And when they do control the oil, we go to war with them. Places like Venezuela, where the country supplied all of the infrastructure and controlled all the oil, we go to war with them. We kidnap their leaders, and their wives. Their wives, too? Yeah, their wives, too. He took his wife, too. Mrs. Maduro? Yeah, what does she do? Fuck it, we don't care. We're taking his wife. And Iran's the same thing. They decided that they were going to kick out the Shah because he was giving his oil to our companies like Chevron, and they didn't like it. So they kicked out the Shah, and they started controlling their own oil. So now we killed all their leaders. I mean, 50 years later, but still. 50 years later, we killed all their leaders. They took their oil. We don't like that shit, so we're killing them now. We're going to see more and more of this as oil gets harder and harder to get. Imagine fracking. We always knew how to frack since like the 1930s. We knew how to frack, but we never did it because it was too expensive, and it was kind of stupid to do because you could just tap a hole in the earth and get oil. But now those wells are running dry, and we're going to fight more and more wars over oil and energy because we're not going to invest in the infrastructure to, shine a piece of glass at the sun and just harness the energy from that giant star we're all circling around for free. But hey, what are you going to do, right?
a preliminary analysis of a device that was ignited and deployed at a protest yesterday and has determined that it is not a hoax device or a smoke bomb. It is, in fact, an improvised explosive device that could have caused serious injury or even death. She goes on to name the two people who are arrested in connection to that. Let's review what happened a little bit today. There were two protests happening at the same time near Gracie Mansion where Mayor Mamdani and his wife were actually inside. The first was called Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City, Stop New York City Public Muslim Prayer, led by conservative provocateur Jake.
Yeah, they say the strait is closed, but it hasn't been mined yet. They might put mines in it and close it forever. We'll close it for like the next 10 years. They dropped a bunch of sea mines in there. Supposedly, Iran's got a lot of mines. But you're right. For all intents and purposes, it is closed, the Strait of Hormuz, and therefore 20% of the world's oil is having a hard time coming to market. But wait, we don't buy it from Iran, but we buy it from Saudi Arabia. We buy it from Kuwait, and those all got to go through the Strait of Hormuz. So what do you know? We don't buy it from Iran, though. There you go. Thank you. I hope whoever that was originally, I have cured you of your ignorance. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Everyone has lots of minds. That's true. I guess everyone can just make minds these days, but putting them in the Strait of Hormuz is a different ball game. I think you'd agree. Thank you all so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you're just joining me, we're talking about the weekend news.
Lang. This was an anti-Islam demonstration. 20 people showed up. That's on one side. Okay. The other side, there was a protest called Run the Nazis Out of New York City with 125
Run the Nazis Out of New York.
participants. So the NYPD kept those two groups separate until a little bit before noon, according to the police. And that's when an anti-Islam protester used pepper spray against the counter-protesters. And things started to kind of revolve around after that.
You know what? The Nazis are always going to draw first blood. That's how it is. But you know what? I'm glad we're having these conflicts in the street again. If you think about it, we got to have Antifa versus the fascists. Anti-fascists and fascists fighting in the street. Man, that's classic. That's like peanut butter and jelly, man. We need more shit like that because we've just allowed the alt-right, which is just another word for fascist, we've allowed fascism to rebrand as alt-right and be considered just another voice, just another marginalized voice that we should all hear out one more time to think about whether or not Hitler's okay and whether we should all be doing it that way and blah, 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 blah. I can't believe I'm in 2026 and I still have to deal with Holocaust deniers. It's freaking, it's just galling. It's just 2026, we still have Nazis marching in the streets. But at least some people are anti-fascist and are showing 125 people versus under 50. Man, I say that's great. Looks like the anti-fascists have it.
That's when one of the counter-protesters, who was 18 years old, lit that improvised device, threw it towards the protesters, and then lit a separate device and dropped it on the street. Let's take a listen to Tish very quickly describing what the scene was like. Okay.
The devices, which were a bit smaller than a football, appear to be a jar wrapped in black tape, importantly with nuts, bolts, and screws, along with a hobby fuse that could be lit. At this time, we do not yet know whether the devices were functional improvised explosive devices or hoax devices, because we don't yet know if there was energetic material contained in them.
Okay, we are going to keep following this. I want to thank you for getting on it and bringing it to us, Maya Evelyn.
What do you think? I mean, hey, that's a...
So, Mr. Roy,
what are we going to do? We're going to start having all the bombs in the street. Antifa versus FA. We have the fascists versus the anti-fascists. Epstein and Trump are best friends. Whoa! That chip guy in the house coming out swinging. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. Don't forget, Chip Guy, he likes using the YouTube, but I even have this now. I set this up, a Venmo. You can support the channel via Venmo. If you do, let me know in the chat so that I can go check the Venmo and I can read your message online. Should I check it? I'll check it later. I'll check it at the end of the show so I can thank you for doing the Venmo. Take a screenshot of the Venmo. Support local and regional and international independent media. After all, we won't have many more media opportunities soon. CBS, Disney, they own all of your news now. What are you going to do about it? Well, there's one way to do something about it. That's it right there. You could do something about it right there. Don't forget, you could change something. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chip Guy. You're a scholar and a gentleman. I love you. I love you like a brother, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. That Chip Guy, he loves everybody. That's what I like about Chip. He's a lover, not a fighter. He's got all these muscles, but he doesn't want to fight nobody. He's a liberal. He's a proud liberal, he said on my show yesterday. He's a proud liberal. Man, you know what's funny? If you guys watch the Sunday show, Chip said that thing about liberalism, and then Karina came home, and I was like, man, Chip called himself a liberal. I'm upset. It bothered me, Chip. I thought about it all day, all night. I was thinking about, man, please, Chip, stop telling people you're a liberal. Don't be a liberal. Don't be a liberal, everybody. You don't need to be a liberal. Watch PBS. PBS is done, man. PBS is out. What do you mean? I love PBS, but PBS is losing too. You can't even, it's on its way out. I listen to KPBS on the radio. I listen to only public radio stations. I do. It's crazy, right? I do. I listen to public radio stations at the house. I love it. I listen to KPFT, KPFK. I listen to K Jazz, KLON, and I listen to the KCal, the SoCal Sound. Thank you so much. At least I don't support rapist Trump. Oh my God, Chip, you're swinging, you're whistling Dixie right now. Thank you so much. That Chip is a channel member. Please become a channel supporter, a extreme channel supporter. Thank you so much. Is NPR gone? They've lost their funding. So, I mean, they're not gone yet. PBS and NPR are not gone, but they are going to have to limit their market size. They're going to have to get a lot smaller. They're going to have to lose a lot of the job positions that they have. So they're going to have to lay off people unless they can like somehow skate by for another 2 years. But I don't know, NPR and PBS, they are not doing great. Not doing great. That is smart, Skyjack. Thank you, SSKW8HF. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, NPR is still on air. Look, PBS and NPR are still on the air, you guys. I listen to them every day, but they are not as big as they were, and they're getting smaller because they've lost it's something like, I want to say 15% of their funding. It depends on which station you're in. But if like you're in bumfuck Arkansas or bumfuck Nebraska, those NPR stations are going to go away. It depends on where you are. Like I live near LA, and I live between LA and San Diego. So I get a ton of listener supported radio. But if I lived out in like Joshua Tree or Palm Springs or further out, if I lived out in the desert, where NPR is super important because they don't have radio out there, those are going away. The people who live in the rural areas are going to be affected before anybody living in urban areas. So don't worry. If you're living in an urban area, you're probably going to be okay for a while. Thanks. Thanks for joining for the show, everybody. If you're just tuning in, my name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. I am a person who tries to offer an anarchist, anti-authoritarian perspective on the news so that we can question authority. It's the first step of critical thinking, challenge the status quo, and maybe build dignity-based resistance. Thanks so much for being here. If you're not a channel member, become a channel member.
I represent a district in North Texas. You represent a district in the Hill Country. How bad do you think the Islamization of Texas is for a dialogue?
Yeah, I think my friend, who has very well laid out the extraordinary problem we have as a country if we allow Sharia law to take root.
Sharia law is not taking root in America. These are idiots from Texas trying to scaremonger you into wanting to kill Iranians. Do I think that Trump started the war? Thank you so much to hide the Epstein files. No, that's a happy timing of it. I think that we were always going to go to war with Iran, Cuba, and Venezuela. I think that was always going to happen. Thank you so much. Let me tell you why. Now, any country that has the gall to say that they're going to do it without us, that they're going to go ahead and make their own oil and sustain themselves by doing business with people that we don't like, we hate those guys. Why? Because it cuts out our oligarchs. If you're a multi-billionaire, almost trillionaire type, you control people like Donald Trump. Those guys have been begging to go to war in places like Iran, Cuba, Venezuela for a very long time. They love the idea because they want control of that sweet, sweet crude, that Texas tea, that black gold. They want it. Now, the timing now, sure, they want to distract us from the Epstein files, and it's just a matter of time, though. They're just looking for an advantageous time, just like this Cuba thing. Now, don't forget, John Kennedy, the President John Kennedy, during the early 60s, the Joint Chiefs of Staff suggested that they bomb America, that America should bomb America, blame the Cubans so that they can have an excuse to go to war with Cuba. John F. Kennedy fired all those guys because he thought that that was ridiculous. Now, you think that those types of people still exist? The types of people that suggest bombing our own citizens in order to make an excuse for war? Do you think those people still exist? And if you think they still exist, do you think that Donald Trump as president has the moral fortitude and the, brain power to see that that's not a good idea, to see that maybe we shouldn't bomb our own citizens or destroy our own economy or use all sorts of bullshit excuses for war? Do you think that he's got that in him? I don't think so. I think we're going to war in Cuba next. I've been saying it for about a year now. I would be very surprised if before November we are not in a war with Cuba. In fact, let's do an over-under. What's the over-under on Cuba? I think November 1st, 2026, we are at war with Cuba. What will you take, the over or under? Do you think we'll be at war with Cuba before November 1st, 2026, or after or never? If you're in the never crowd, pick the after. Take the over. Over or under? The under is before November 1st. The over is after November 1st or never. Over, under. What do you guys think? Are we going to war before or after Cuba? Last speech I saw likes Cuba. Yeah, he also said that he would never go to war with Iran. Don't trust anything coming out of his brain or his mouth. He said that he would never go to war with Iran, that Obama was going to lead us into war with Iran, that Kamala Harris was going to lead us into war with Iran and start World War III. He said he would never. You think before? Okay, we're Florida Blondie's on my side. There you go. I knew you had something. I knew we had something in common. Positrack thinks over. Trump Zionist. Under during Carnival. Isn't Carnival? Oh my God, you think during Carnival? Carnival just passed. What do you mean during Carnival? Carnival's over. Cubans coming in handmade boats, but still, you're taking the under? Okay, Cubans coming in handmade boats. Taking the over or under? What do you think, David Bork? Taking the over or the under? Before or after are we going to be in war with Cuba? Ricky Ricardo. Do you think Ricky Ricardo? We're gonna be singing some Babalu.
People say, well, yeah, just dismiss it. It's not a big deal. This is just a problem in Europe. You hear that all the time, right?
Absolutely.
And the fact is, it's a real problem here. And
it's not a real problem here. There's no such thing as Sharia law in America. That's fucking ridiculous. It's such a ludicrous idea. These are Texans trying to scare you because they think you're stupid.
We have New Mexico Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury. She's a member of the Oversight and Natural Resources Committees. Welcome back to the show, Congresswoman. So this morning, the president posted, today Iran will be hit very hard and is under consideration for complete destruction. And NBC reports Trump has privately expressed serious interest in deploying troops on the ground inside Iran. How long can Trump continue sidestepping Congress and ignoring the majority of Americans who oppose this war?
Well, I think the primary question on everyone's mind is, why did the president launch an unauthorized war against Iran? It's very clear that the American people do not support this war, that overwhelmingly the American people don't understand what our objectives are, why the president launched strikes to begin with, and certainly Congress has not been provided with an adequate legal explanation for any sort of imminent threat. There is no strategy on the ground, there is no apparent exit strategy, and we don't understand how they plan to stabilize the region after this attack.
Well, they used to have this thing called the Pottery Barn rule. If you break it, you bought it. They used to call it that, the Pottery Barn rule. Colin Powell said that if we go to Iraq and we throw out Saddam Hussein, if you break it, you bought it. Donald Trump doesn't believe in break it, you bought it. He's got no honor. He has no dignity. He has no integrity. He doesn't believe that if you go and kill all of the leadership of Iran, that we're going to do anything except arm the bad guys. He wants to arm the people of the region who hate the people who run Iran, so the Kurds. Now, there's lots of rumors flying around right now that Americans are giving weapons to the Kurds. The Kurds are one of those groups where you have a nation without borders. The Kurds have been murdered by Iraqis, by Iranians, by Turkey. They've been killed by all of these because their nation doesn't have a border. So they're all diaspora and they have no rights in the countries in which they find themselves. They're scattered about. They're kind of like the Muslim Jews, if you will. They're kind of like this group of people who used to have a country, but they have a nation, but they don't have a country. You with me? You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to give them guns because reasons. We're going to give them guns. Seems like a bad idea. Just seems like we're trying to cause more chaos and more civil war in Middle East. We are not going to stabilize. We're going to destabilize. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Who's going to control it? I'll give you a couple hints. Who do you think will control Iran once this is all said and done? Who do you think will control the oil when it's all said and done?
Oh, I think many of us, it's not just that he has launched an unauthorized war. We don't even understand the foundation for why they did it, and they can't provide a clear explanation.
Which, on the basis of what you just said, makes the fact that both the House and Senate failed to pass war powers resolutions rather stunning, though it was expected. Some Democratic leaders are sharply criticizing Trump for not seeking congressional authorization. I know you are one of them. However, stopping short of saying whether they oppose the military action itself. So, is this war with...
Maybe we should take back the power from the executive branch and tell Congress to actually do their goddamn jobs. That would be cool, but no. Congress serves the parties. The parties are horrible for America. We shouldn't have these bullshit parties, Democrats and Republicans. You know, I hate the Democrats, but Republicans, eesh, what are you going to do?
We're going to dive in with our...
Oh, no, I can't watch that. I'll get busted. I can't watch that one. I'll get in trouble. We can't watch HBO on the show because we'll get in big trouble. You see, they don't like it when I do that because they get... I don't know how that ended up in my playlist. Did I already get through? Oh, man, it's already been 2 hours. Wow, we've really spent a lot of time together today, and I really appreciate your being here. I think we made it through my entire playlist already. We've been blazing ahead. I had a one about Pam Bondi, though. Where's my Pam Bondi one? She's on the freaking... Pam Bondi's on the goddamn... Here she is. I don't know what happened. Here we go.
Iran a mistake, or are Democrats hiding behind process complaints
Where's
because
my
the party
Pam
is
Bondi?
divided on policy?
I want to talk about Pam Bondi getting
I don't think we're
rejected.
divided on policy because we don't even know what the administration's policy is. Now, is Iran the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world? Yes, absolutely. Is Iran a country that has attacked its own citizens?
I thought
yes.
that Pam
Are
Bondi
our
was
allies in the
going to
Middle East been under constant terrorist attacks from
get
Iranian
impeached.
Affiliates? Yes, all of these things are true. But part of why past presidents have not unleashed military efforts on the ground against Iran is because of the potential to unleash chaos, the potential for American troops to lose their lives, as they already have, with 6 service members already losing their lives, and because it is very clear in the United States Constitution that only Congress...
Yes, it's true.
Republicans face the possibility of a brutal midterm loss. Donald Trump is once again floating voter fraud conspiracy theories as an excuse to interfere in U.S. elections. Earlier today, he took to Truth Social saying he will not sign any other bills until the controversial Save America Act, which could block millions of Americans from voting, is passed. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer responded to Trump's threat on X, writing, quote, "If Trump is saying he won't sign any bills until the Save Act is passed, then so be it. There will be total gridlock in the Senate. Senate Democrats will not help the Save Act under any circumstances." This comes as Republicans target swing states like Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina. They're alleging voter fraud and pushing...
All right, this is extremely important because they want us to have the SAVE Act. Why does Donald Trump want the SAVE Act so much? Is it because he cares so much about the American people? He wants us to have fair and free elections? Do you think that's why? It turns out he says that they're only going to do the DHS. They're only going to open DHS again if they sign the SAVE Act. Don't forget, Department of Homeland Security, they're not getting paid right now. TSA is overrun, which is part of Project 2025 was to break TSA and privatize TSA. You have to break it so that the American people demand faster service at the airport. This is by design. The SAVE Act is bullshit. It's just a tool to try to get the fucking Democrats to privatize TSA so that no longer will the people in the president's power, like people in DHS power, actually serve the American people. They'll instead serve the shareholders. It really is smart if you think about it. There's
terrifying moments at the home of singer Rihanna. Authorities say the 38-year-old superstar was home in her Beverly Hills mansion when a woman drove up to the house and opened fire.
Approximately 10 shots heard. EPR believes the shots came from across the street.
Officers say a woman in a Tesla started shooting an AR-style weapon around 1:15 in the afternoon. Multiple bullet holes visible in the side of Rihanna's home. We're told none of the bullets penetrated.
Those are some good clusters, huh? Somebody in with an AR, someone with an assault rifle drove up to Rihanna's home and shot at it. It makes me think of John Lennon. You know, I feel like, listen, pop stars, I know you want to come to America because you can get rich in America, right? It's easier to get rich in America than Trinidad or Tobago or whatever the hell Rihanna's from. I forget where she's from. It's easier to make money in America, but hey, it's also easier to die in America. Poor John Lennon. America killed John Lennon. America, the tallest blade of grass gets cut first in America. Yeah, sure, you might rise up and look real fancy for a while, but pretty soon, someone's just going to walk up to you and shoot you. Look what we did to Britney Spears. Look at what we've done to Britney Spears. America, it's a grind, man. You don't want to live in America. We'll kill you, man. It ain't good. We'll kill you with work, with guns, with poverty. We'll kill you with your inability to afford your health care, your hospital bills. America, we do not believe in the sanctity of life in America. We literally just bombed a whole school of children in Iran. Rihanna isn't singing anymore. She's a businesswoman now. I mean, if I were her, I would say, get out. Assault rifle. Yeah, they said that was an assault rifle, an AR-15 style weapon. That's an assault rifle. I don't know. That's what they call them, you know. You can call them whatever you like, though. Carbine. Call it whatever you want. But hey, in California, you got to have that little fin on the back. You got to have that little fin. You know, my assault rifle has a little fin. Anyway,
one is a female Hispanic blonde hair, 30 years.
It was a woman, a blonde, 30-year-old blonde woman shot at Rihanna's house.
Police using a helicopter to quickly identify the car and followed the driver to a local mall.
Carries out of the vehicle, units are approaching the vehicle. Copy that. One suspect in custody.
Officers then taking the suspect into custody.
I mean, Brittany got a DUI, but she's from Barbados. That's it, Barbados. That's it. Brittany got a DUI, but I mean, do you remember what Brittany used to be like and what she is like today? Look what we did to her. We built her up as this virgin queen, and then we teared her down as the dirty harlot. I mean, we have a Madonna whore complex in our heads, man. It's insane. We're insane here in America. We don't care. Oh, man, they got her.
Without incident. It's unclear if Rihanna's 3 young children or her partner, A$AP Rocky, were also home. A$AP Rocky was acquitted of 3 criminal charges last year after being accused of firing shots at his former friend, A$AP Relly.
Authorities are now trying to determine a motive for yesterday's shooting.
Oh, man, I don't know. It's just America. America, people get shot. I mean, why did that guy kill John Lennon? Should I look it up real fast? What was the motive behind the John Lennon murder? Come on. What was the motive behind the John Lennon murder? He was murdered by Mark David Chapman, a 25-year-old obsessed fan seeking fame. Driven by a mix of mental instability and envy, Chapman felt Lennon was a phony for preaching peace while living a luxurious lifestyle. Chapman also cited anger over Lennon's 1966 "more popular than Jesus" remark and a desire to achieve personal notoriety. There you go. That's all you need in America to kill somebody. We're crazy about it. That and a couple $100 to buy a gun, you're in business. That's America for you. We have no respect for human life whatsoever here. I mean, think about people live in New York City. Have you ever been to New York City? Holy shit. People live like that. with the roaches and like shitting next to their kitchen sink and stuff, man. It's bad. People live in postage stamp apartments. Telling you. It's bad.
Recall how back before the 2016 election, people were making grim predictions for what a Donald Trump presidency would look like. And the Boston Globe famously created a front page from the future. And it was apocalyptic, mass deportations, trade wars, sinking markets, war crimes, civil rights violations. A decade later, with Trump...
I don't live like that. I know, man. I'm just joking. I've been to all different types of places in New York City. Some places are very, very bad. Some places aren't. There's a great divide between rich and poor in New York City, like a lot of places in America. Some people are living on top of rats and roaches. Some people are living in high-rise apartments with doormen. But you get my point. People live like that. New York City. It's America. John Lennon was killed in New York City.
Actually, as president, we get days like that every once in a while. And maybe none more so than today. Here's what the homepage of the New York Times looked like today. News from a widening war in the Middle East that's brought in at least half a dozen and more countries. A U.S. economy on the brink. A huge miss in today's job numbers sent stocks tumbling so hard, even Fox couldn't ignore it.
Oh my God,
so
Fox
we have
News.
a negative number for February non-farm payrolls, a loss of 92,000 jobs. You can see the market reacting. We are also seeing the unemployment rate tick up to 4.4%. A loss of factory jobs of 12,000, government jobs, a loss of 6,000, private sector jobs, a loss of 86,000. Again, all of these numbers, to be clear here, are the opposite of the estimates that we got.
And that very dire jobs report is happening as Trump's senseless, deadly, costly war is driving up gas and oil prices worldwide. Just look at that chart. Look all the way to the right, where it goes vertical. That is the cost of what's called light sweet crude, right? That's the gasoline that ends up in your car, nearly doubling since the beginning of the year. And Donald Trump keeps claiming he's doing great on gas prices. He loves to talk about gas prices. As of yesterday, the price Americans pay at the pump had risen 27 cents a gallon since last week, according to the American Automobile Association.
How are they going to blame Biden for this?
That's an average, though. It doesn't tell the whole story. This is a list of states where gas prices spiked the most over the past week, according to petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan. 44 cents in Indiana and West Virginia. I should also note that the most expensive states on that list voted.
You know, I think all the time, that he's just saying like, oh, they voted for this, you voted for this, you voted for this. But the truth is, the president doesn't have much control over the price of gas unless there's a war. Like, I was one of the ones that was saying, look, Donald Trump can't really affect the price of gas, this bullshit. Plus, it's only down 10 cents on a national average. That's nothing to write home about. Donald Trump is the one who kept on mentioning gas. And I'm like, Biden was in the same situation. Oh, the gas prices, the gas prices, the gas prices. It's like, bro, Biden has very little control over gas prices. Donald Trump has very little control over gas prices until you declare war unilaterally on another country. Well, I guess it wasn't unilaterally. It was bilaterally. We did what Israel told us to do. We do whatever Israel tells us to do. If you're just tuning in, my name is Skyjack Morgan, and I do whatever Israel tells me to do. I'm on board now, everybody. I am just going to do whatever Israel tells me to do. No more critical thinking for me. No more questioning authority. No more challenging the status quo. I am just going to do whatever the Israel government tells me to do. I want some of that sweet AIPAC money. I want to be like that Pac-Man guy. What's that guy's name? That Pac-Man guy who's always on CNN, that YouTuber. I want to be like Benny Johnson. I'm going to be like the straight Benny Johnson. I'm just going to do whatever Israel tells me, except I'm going to be straight. It's going to be just like the Benny Johnson show. I'm going to use a lot of AI to show my favorite politicians doing weird things. That's what the show's going to become. I'm just going to do whatever Israel says because, hey, that's where the money is. If you don't think that that's what I should do, please consider giving a donation, supporting independent media right here with Venmo. Take a screenshot, drop a penny in the pot. Let me know what the dealio is, what's the deal and how you feeling. If you don't think I should do what Israel tells me, please do something for me. Let me know that I shouldn't just do whatever Israel tells me to do. I don't think I should do whatever Israel tells me to do. Oh, U.S. citizens are servants of Israel. We are now. We work for them. We are the rent-a-cop for Israel. Yes, that's what we are now. We just do what they say. Diesel prices are higher today than ever under Biden. Yeah, it's getting nuts. It's getting nuts. I wonder where my friend Steve is. Oh my God. I was just talking about you, Steve. How you feeling about those diesel prices, huh? Thank you so much, Hate Speaker Sargon of Akkad. I appreciate you. How do you feel, Steve? I was just asking about you. I was wondering where you are on this whole diesel price situation. If you're just tuning in, diesel prices are higher than they've been in years, all thanks to your boy, Donald Trump. Everyone loves this guy. Everyone loves Donald Trump. Everyone thinks he's so great. In 2008, diesel was $5.25. Wow. Yes, indeed. Steve, the Hate Speaker Sargon of Akkad, thank you so much for being here. What the hell, Sayard Jan Stroiksma? You aren't a channel member anymore? What happened? Oh, no, you're over here. How come there's two Sayards? Who's two? Steve is back. Oh, you got an imposter, Sayard. You got an imposter. All right, thank you so much for being here. If you're just tuning in, diesel prices are through the roof, and there's nothing you can do about it, and we're bombing. Who are we bombing now? Oh, yeah, we're bombing Iran. Don't forget. Epstein files. Keep your eye on the prize. Our billionaires are still buying and selling working class children. Nobody cares. But we care about the price of gasoline. Nobody really cares. We care about the spreading Christianity abroad. We care about that, right? Spread Christianity. That'll save them. That'll teach them. Teach them about Christianity, and then they'll give us all their oil. Make sure they learn about Jesus, and then give us all their oil. Bomb their school children, then they'll give us all their oil.
As fires continued to rage this morning in Tehran after Israeli jets destroyed an oil depot, blanketing the city of 10 million in smoke, fumes, and noxious gases, Iran made a critical decision, appointing a new supreme leader, 56-year-old Mojtaba Khamenei.
New Khamenei, he's the new leader of Iran. Same old aftertaste, same last name, same old aftertaste. I don't think Donald Trump's going to like this one bit. He wanted to be consulted. Did you consult our president about who your religious leader should be? What? What the fuck?
He's the son of the Ayatollah the U.S. and Israel killed on the first day of the war. His choice is an act of defiance. And
it is an act of defiance, defying us. How dare you defy us, right? Steve says, Steve's in the house. Fuel service charges increase when the prices go up. My wages stay flat. Let's talk about getting them immigrants out. That's why I'm here. You want to get them immigrants out. Tennessee, oh, no, it's not the immigrants' fault that the gas prices are going up, buddy boy. Fuel service charges increase when the prices go up. My wages stay flat. It must be the immigrants' fault somehow. It must be the immigrants' fault. A ding-dang-do. Oh, must be the immigrants' fault. Ding-dang-do. All right. Here's to sustenance off the resistant teat instead of that Apex teat. Thank you, Charlie in the bushes, keeping me off that Apex teat. Thank you. Thank you so much, Charlie in the bushes. Charlie don't surf. Charlie don't surf. Here's the sustenance. Thank you so much. Keep me off the APAC teat. Please support independent media. The more you support me, the less likely I am to take money from APAC. Thank you. We'll continue to question authority and challenge the status quo. I appreciate you. Sorry, I was just thinking about immigrants. Man. How are you going to blame immigrants for the gas prices? That's so crazy. How are you going to blame immigrants for Iran? It's the Iranians' fault?
Show of resistance to President Trump.
Is it the immigrants' fault that we're bombing schools filled with little girls?
Specifically called him unacceptable. Mojtaba's rise may prolong the war. Israel has threatened to assassinate Iran's supreme leader, and Arab officials tell NBC News Mojtaba specifically now has an X on his back.
Imagine if the Manischewitz crew, they go and they kill this new Khamenei. I mean, imagine what it's going to look like if we kill the next guy. What do you think? They're going to kill the next Khamenei? We're going to kill the whole guy's family, just kill all of them, I guess, is the rule. That's, it's never a new idea. It always seems like a new idea, kill them all. It's never been a new idea. you know? And you think that Israel, of all places, would understand that when they start saying shit like kill them all. You'd think, you know, you think they'd understand that that's not a good way of going about business. Kill them all is something that this little guy said. This little painter, this failed painter, that Austrian painter. This guy, he said kill them all. It didn't go so well in the end for anybody, really. I mean, nobody made out in that one. Nobody. The Swiss, the oligarchs, the Rothschilds. Okay, some people got really rich, but for most people, it didn't go well. It wasn't good.
Marked like his father for assassination. Regime supporters in Iran celebrated Mustafa's ascension. Apparently,
Mexicans are bringing Sharia law with them. Yes, that's it. Mexicans are bringing Sharia law with them to Texas. Well said.
burnished his credentials moments after Mustafa was announced as successor late Sunday. Iran unleashed a heavy barrage of missile and drone attacks. Many strikes directed at oil facilities across the region. Both sides now are attacking oil. Arab officials tell NBC News.
Why are they attacking oil? I thought this had nothing to do with oil. I thought this had all to do with nuclear weapons.
Iran's strategy is to drive up oil prices to create pressure for a ceasefire. The U.S. and Israel started this war with preemptive attacks in the midst of peace negotiations with Iran. Iran's foreign minister left open the door for a settlement to end the war. Meet the press.
Well, they have to explain why they started this aggression before we come to the point to even consider a ceasefire. Of course.
You've got to admit, man, that's some underhanded, dirty shit. Like, we are some fucking backstabbing bastards, Americans. Hey, we're having a little negotiation, right? Let's have a little negotiation, huh? Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's make a deal. And then we just stab them. We just bomb their children. Like, hey, let's have a negotiation. Never mind those boats in the Persian Gulf. Don't worry about them. Don't you worry about them. You don't worry about those guys. Don't worry about those little guys. That little guy, don't worry about that little guy. We're negotiating in good faith. And then we bomb a school filled with little girls. Hey, I can blame anyone for anything. For instance, that school should have known better than to be built in the path of our missiles. Hey, Speaker Sargon of God, you're right about that. They should not build schools in war zones. Thank you so much. Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad, I think you're totally right. You know, how dare they build schools for little girls in Iran? What the heck? It's all to take over the USA. Oh, that's it. Right. They want to take over the United States. That's it. Sharia law. Yeah, there's proof it was our bombs. Yeah, there's video of it now. Yeah, it was our bombs doing it. What, do you think they bombed their own children? Is that what you think? You think they just bombed their own children? Come on, man. You fucking crazy.
Nobody wants to continue this war.
Especially no one in Lebanon, which has become a war within the Iran war, with Israel and Hezbollah fighting intensely. Hundreds are dead so far, and hundreds of thousands of Lebanese have been displaced.
Oh, yeah, don't forget that we're killing Lebanese people, too, because of AIPAC. Hey, do me a favor. Make sure that I don't have to take any money from AIPAC. Go ahead and hit that Venmo button. Hit that Venmo. Go ahead. Yeah, they tell me I've got to be a better beggar on the internet. I gotta e-beg better so that maybe I can not take money from AIPAC. It's either this or AIPAC, everybody. Please support independent media so I don't have to go to AIPAC. Thank you. Thank you very much for doing that.
In some ways, Iran's new supreme leader is an unusual choice even for Iran. This Islamic revolutionary government came to power in 1979 by overthrowing a hereditary monarch, the Shah. But now, once again, power in Iran, even with this new system, is passing from father to son.
Ooh, we're back to oligarchs.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget you can catch
We
the
love
Today Show
oligarchs.
every morning.
We love oligarchs in the world. We just think it's the best. We just love it. We just love it. We just think it's great. Isn't it great? Don't we love it? Oh, look at that. There's the American bombing that school children. Video appears to show U.S. missile targeting a building next to the girls' school. Oh, they were just next to it, huh? Oh, darn it. Dang it.
Tonight, new video has surfaced showing what appears to be a U.S.-made missile hitting a building next to a girls' school in Iran. The video was first shared by an Iranian media outlet, then posted on X. Experts say it appears to be a U.S.-made Tomahawk missile that's seen in the video striking a building. One expert says responsibility for the strike can't be certain without access to the munition fragments. At least 168 people, mostly children, were killed in that strike. ABC News has requested a comment from the Pentagon.
Here, honey, if you're headed to the airport, good luck.
They requested a comment, but they're saying it wasn't us. It'll buff out. It'll buff out. Yeah, it'll buff out. Fine. Yes, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't you worry. LOL, APAC comes to you, not vice versa. In America, you go to party. In Russia, party goes to you. What a country. Sorry, you remind me of Yakov Smirnov there. We have to deport them because, you know, Islam. yes, it's Islam's fault that we have immigrants. It is the immigrants' fault that, you know, Islam stuff keeps happening. Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, says Sead Jan Striksma. Thank you so much for being here. More if those burnt offerings were supposed to pretend aren't religiously motivated. What is it with you guys and the religious stuff? You know that none of this has anything to do with religion, right? Steve, none of this has anything to do with religion. None of it. It's always so funny to me that we never have a religious difference with Saudi Arabia or Kuwait or the UAE or Dubai or Azerbaijan, or we never have any problems with them for some reason. What is the difference? God damn it. Turkey, we never, what is the difference? Oh, that's because they make sure that we take all their money from their oil. Oh, that's it. We only have religious differences with people who aren't giving us money. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that something weird? Why does that keep happening? How come we only get in religious wars with countries that don't give us any money, Steve, huh? Why is that? Thank you so much. Bahrain. Yes, Bahrain. We love Bahrain, don't we? We love Bahrain. For some reason, we don't have a problem with Bahrain or Qatar. For some reason, Qatar, one of the biggest funders of state terrorism, for some reason, we never have a problem with Qatar. Could it have something to do with the $400 million jet or the fact that they make sure that our oligarchs keep making money? We never have a problem with their religion. We never have a problem. They don't have democracy. They've got a monarchy. We never have a problem with that. Qatar. We even try to say it, don't we? We're always like, Qatar. Is it because Donald Trump is building a hotel there? Is that why? Why don't we have an issue with Qatar? Huh. Can't think of it. Young MAGA men are excited to be drafted. Well, you know, MAGA men think that dating women is gay. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're a MAGA guy and you're not getting laid and you think dating women is gay, I mean, what are you going to do? Of course you'd be happy to go get deployed. It's a little excitement at least, right? You've got no value. You've got no perceived value. All you do is sit around playing Call of Duty at home all day in your mom's basement. One shot. Oh my God, a one shot. You know, you hear them screaming. If you live anywhere in America, you hear people in your apartment building screaming at their TVs playing Call of Duty. Remember during the pandemic? I mean, that's what boys do in America now. They just jerk off and play Call of Duty all day. That's all they do. Of course you'd be excited to be drafted. Shit. But Trump got an airplane. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I just checked my Venmo. You know, I just support independent media so that I don't have to take money from AIPAC, please. AIPAC, they want to support the channel. I don't want to take money from AIPAC. I don't want to do it. I don't want to take money from AIPAC. Be like Steve. Drop a penny in the pot. Support the channel. Why would you sacrifice a school full of girls if you didn't want to make something happy? I don't know what that means, Steve, but I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy. I don't know what this has to do with immigrants either, but, you know, nobody sacrificed a school full of children. We bombed American missiles, bombed a school full of children, little girls, because, well, they wouldn't sell us their kids, so we couldn't sell them to Jeffrey Epstein. We couldn't do it. We couldn't sell them to Jeffrey Epstein. And so, of course, we're going to have a major issue, right? We're going to have a major issue if you're not going to sell your school children to Donald Trump. He's just going to bomb them. That's what he does. Donald Trump loves killing little girls. He's killed lots of little girls. He and Jeffrey Epstein were in business killing little girls, buying and selling and killing little girls. So, they were buying tanks full of sulfuric acid to dispose of the bodies, dude. People say that they ate the babies. I don't think they ate them. I think they just threw them in the desert, But what am I going to do? Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you think about I just want to make sure. I've never used this Venmo thing before, but I'm hoping that you guys will take a picture and donate to Venmo, because I see all of the other independent news people doing it. They do this. They go, hey, subscribe on Venmo. But then I see people that are like, and then they read all the Venmo. They're like, oh, these people donated, and they're reading. I want to read someone on Venmo. I've got my Venmo right here open, so I'll see the donation come in. It's at Skyjack23 on Venmo. Could someone do it just so that I feel like I'm actually, I did all this for a reason? All right. Thanks, anybody. Thank you for supporting independent news on the internet. Thank you, everybody.
And overnight, the U.S. Southern Command is reporting another U.S. military strike against a suspected drug trafficking boat in the eastern Pacific Ocean. Now, this attack had killed 6 people. Officials said the boat was traveling on a well-known drug route, and the people on board, they were involved in a drug operation. The first strike in the Caribbean Sea by the U.S. happened on September 1st. And since then, the U.S. has carried out several attacks, killing at least 157 people.
Don't forget that we have still killed hundreds of people in the Pirates of the Caribbean cosplay that we're doing in the Mediterranean. I'm sorry, not in the Mediterranean, in the Caribbean Ocean. We're still killing people in the Caribbean. Don't you worry. We are still going to kill them because we decided that. We just decided that we're going to kill them because,
Here. Honey, if you're headed to the airport, good luck to you.
We love killing people, civilians in America. We love killing civilians, and so that's what we did. We're killing civilians. Why? Well, they have drugs. Drugs. It's about drugs. It's all about drugs. Do you believe it's about drugs? Is that what you care about, the drugs? It's about nukes and drugs, everybody. It's about nukes and drugs. It has nothing to do with oil. Shut up. It's the fact that we are at war with 2 countries that are founding members of OPEC has nothing to do with anything. It has to do with drugs and nukes, okay? Shut up. Also, near and dear to my heart is travel. I like being able to go where I want to go. I don't like the government telling me when and where I can go anywhere. And now the government, I've made a whole video about this. I like what they call an evergreen video, because I said, I wanted to be on record that the government of the United States of America is going to limit your ability to travel more and more and more. Only the rich will be able to travel. They don't have to wait in line like you. Now, if you don't have a real ID, you could pay them $45 per trip, or you can get a Clear Plus. Go get your Clear Plus. You could pay a monthly subscription to go through the gates and get there a little bit quicker than all you po folk. The poor will not be able to travel. The poor will be oppressed. The rich will be able to travel.
Because it is a mess out there.
When James Fleury joins us live, she's at Hobby this morning with a look at the long lines you can see right behind her.
This is happening all over America.
When we last spoke to you guys, those TSA wait lines here at Hobby Airport were about 2 hours, but since then that wait time has jumped up to 3 hours. So this has gotten worse for passengers traveling this morning, and the line actually starts all the way outside of the airport. So people are having to wait downstairs outside of the baggage claim area before coming upstairs to wait again to get through security. Now all of this comes as the partial government shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security continues, high demands and fewer open checkpoints because of TSA staffing shortages. That's what's causing these massive wait times. We did speak to one family who's traveling this morning who says that yes, the wait is long, but the lines are moving. Can you describe how long this line is?
It goes like all the way outside. It's very long. I'm sure it's gotten way further.
You should just driven, am I right? You know, they're saying that you don't need a special ID in order to travel in America. You can walk or drive For now. Pretty soon they'll make you have a real ID to take the interstate highway system too, don't you worry. But you'll be able to be on a bus, they say. You'll be able to take a bus. Maybe these kids should have taken a bus, you know? Why are you taking a plane at all, huh?
How long have you guys been waiting in line? Like 4 hours.
Where you headed, kids? Where you headed?
40 minutes. So it's kind of moving. It's moving, but we were outside in the parking garage when we started. Now the DHS.
The American dream is dead. Yeah, the American dream is dead. The American dream was DOA. The American dream was the Rothschilds' dream. Don't worry, they're rich. People like Elon Musk. People like Elon Musk are living the American dream. They can pay lots of money to try to look like a real man. They try to look like me. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have both undergone a lot, and I'm talking a lot, of gender-affirming care. Elon Musk has had a jaw implant, hair implants. I mean, like, this is my hairline. I know it is what it is. I got myself a 5-head over here, but you know, at least it's mine. I didn't have implants. I didn't go have to kill a Chinese person and have hair stuck into my scalp. I didn't have to have my teeth done. My teeth, these are my teeth. I didn't have to have a penis implant like Elon Musk. You know, he's trying to look like me. He had to have a penis implant. I mean, for obvious reasons. They called me Bubba for a reason. G-Max named her horse after me for a reason, if you know what I mean. Elon Musk has had all this gender-affirming care to try to look like a real man with his jaw implants, his teeth implants, his hair plugs, his nose job. He's had so much work done, all to look like me, and I was just born this way. I mean, the richest man who ever lived is spending all this money to try to look like me. He looks like the Temu version of me, the poor bastard. You know, rich can't buy beauty. Rich cannot buy this natural beauty, you know? I know you probably want to spend a lot of money to try to look like me, and I understand. When I look in the mirror, I realize you probably just, the whole world is trying to look like me. It must be. Maybe because I get laid a lot. Maybe that's why. Because the girls like me. America was an experiment to see how rich people could get richer. Yeah, to see what people will put up with, to see if they can build a monarchy for the rich. Yes, an aristocracy. Long Dong Morgan. Yep, I know that's what they call me. It is what it is. Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad with the big bucks. Thank you. You are single-handedly keeping me out of AIPAC's pocket. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad with the $20 donation. You, some kind of baby, you need the government to remove a little black box on a document before you get what they've done. Imagine being so comfortable with the official narrative you can't think past what you're being told. Gulp. I don't need him to release a little black box. What are you talking about? I know what's going on. I know which way the wind's blowing, my son. You need the government to remove a little black box on a document before you get what they're doing. I know what they're doing. They're buying and selling working class children. Is that what you're talking about? The Epstein files? Yeah, I don't need those little black boxes removed. I've been saying this whole time. It's all these maggers that are trying to tell me that, oh, well, we gotta have more proof. Flight logs aren't enough. Eyewitness testimony, not enough. Testimony from the victims, not enough. We got to have more proof. And then you give them all the evidence they want, and they're like, oh, I don't look like nothing to me. I don't know. Why do you even care? I mean, she was 14. She probably wanted it. This is what they say. Thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You punk. Oh, man. Thank you. Somebody realizes I'm a little like a punk. You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner dotty.
A rebel. Well, as you can see,
post some photos of these long lines on their social media pages. The caption reading, "Spring break under siege. The Democrats' DHS shutdown has led to hours long."
Oh, yes, it's the Democrats. This is by design. It's in Project 2025. They'll blame the Democrats all they want, but this is always the plan. They want to break TSA. They want to make it so that there's no union. They already busted the union. They want to make it privatized. They've already made it so that some airports are going to be allowed to use private companies instead of TSA. The whole point is to break it so that they can privatize it and make lots and lots of money off of you because you're a sucker. They're fleecing America. Are you going to do something about it? No, you're not going to do nothing about it. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you're just tuning in, my name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Check it out. We're doing Venmo today. Please drop a penny in the pot on Venmo so I can read your comment on the air. Please drop a penny in the pot. Make sure that I don't go to AIPAC and take their money. They're offering me all this money. How do I keep saying no? I don't know how to do it.
And new overnight, the U.S. Southern Command is reporting another U.S. military strike against a...
Oh, God, we're bombing so
A beloved teacher in San Pablo has been identified as one of the 2 people killed in a mass shooting at an Oakland bar. That was yesterday morning, Saturday. That is our top story at 10. I'm Catherine Heenan. 5 other people were injured, and Cronford's Sarah Stinson has the latest.
Well, I saw someone said that you want them to get rid of teachers' unions. You just want them to get rid of schools, face it. Hey, if you get rid of schools, that's great. You know, at least in California, we could stop paying taxes, right? Californians should just stop paying taxes. All you fucking people in your goddamn Missouri, Mississippi, Montana, middle of nowhere places, all you guys take the California gold, and what do you do with it? You're supposed to be educating your children. You're taking the money and you're giving it to Elon Musk. Stop taking our money. Stop doing it. Venmo me $50, Sky. What? I don't know. How do I Venmo you $50? I hate that fucking birthday song. It was my birthday on Friday. If you want to wish me a happy birthday, thank you so much, Hate Speaker Sargon Avocad, for wishing me happy birthday. I appreciate you. Thank you. Anyway, if you hate California, righteous. Stop taking our money. I don't want to give any more money to any of you rednecks no more. Thank you so much. That's the R-E Venmo foe. That's the Revenmofo. I don't know what that means, but I like it. I like the way you're talking. Here's my Venmo thing. Look, supposedly you're able to take a picture of that and send support for the channel is the idea, so that I don't have to take that AIPAC money. They keep on offering me all that money, but I got to do whatever they say, and I'm trying to make sure the world is different. Yeah, Friday was my birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday to me. Yeah. I went to I'd like to just have a happy hour because I'm pretty poor, you know, since I've been a full-time YouTuber. I'm trying to just make ends meet, you know. And so I went to a happy hour, had a couple beers for my birthday. That was it. That's all we did. I'm not a big birthday guy, you know. Never been a real big birthday guy, but I appreciate the happy birthdays. And if you want, please put a penny in the pot, support the channel. Thank you. After all, I'm going to have to pay this gas money, baby. Resist the Skyjack buyout. Yes, I'm trying to make sure that I don't get bought out. I don't want AIPAC. I don't want to do what AIPAC tells me. I don't want to do what anybody tells me, except for you.
News spread quickly about a beloved teacher here at Caliber Beta Academy being one of the victims in the deadly shooting in Oakland.
Oh, God. Man, you said you want to get rid of the teachers union, but we're killing teachers in America. We killed John Lennon. People are shooting at Rihanna, and a teacher got murdered in Oakland, another mass shooting. You know, nobody's talking about the mass shootings in America. We're only talking about bombing civilians in Venezuela and bombing schools full of children in Iran. But don't forget, we're still killing people at home. I mean, don't you worry. We're still killing people right here at home.
Flowers and a candle now mark a growing memorial outside Easy's Lounge on 14th Street in downtown Oakland. Police say gunfire broke out at the bar early Saturday morning, leaving 2 people dead and 5 others injured. A 25-year-old man died at a nearby hospital, and a 33-year-old woman died on scene.
Oh, man. Oakland, am I right? Man, the old days, when I lived in Oakland, it was I lived in Oakland. I loved it. There was a there. I loved it there. I loved Oakland. I still love Oakland. But, man, Oakland, they had some dark times. And I was there during kind of like an Oakland Renaissance. It was pretty cool. Oakland was moving up when I was there. But Oakland's having hard times again, man. It's getting tough. Where's Gavin Newsom when you need him?
Public schools identified her as Miss Letitia Bobo, an 8th grade English language arts teacher at Beta Academy in San...
Oh, man. She was at the Beta Academy. We want the Alpha Academy, am I right?
Pablo.
Oh, it's just sad.
Michael Pina does landscaping at the school. He says while he didn't know Bobo personally, she was a light on campus.
I see her. She always had this bright smile, and she waved, "How you doing?" and keep it moving. And she's I feel her energy. She had good energy.
A spokesperson for the charter school released a statement saying, quote, whether it was supporting a student, connecting with a family, or collaborating with a teammate, she did so with intention and heart. She was an incredible educator and an even more incredible human being who truly valued relationships and community.
God, sucks, right? Caliber Public School. She was at a charter school, and she got murdered because she went out for drinks with friends. That's how it is in America. If you go out for drinks with friends in America, you might not make it home. That's how it is. It's a scary place, and if you live here, you might die here in a very violent way. I think this is why Americans don't value life, why we don't care that we're killing civilians overseas, why we don't care that we're killing civilians in places like Venezuela and all over. We're killing civilians in Iran, Lebanon now. We're killing civilians, piles of them, just piles of people, just piles of bodies. And Americans don't care. And I think it's because we see people die all the time. We don't care. Americans don't care. I think that life is sacred. But most Americans don't. I mean, most Americans eat dead animals out of paper bags. That's like their luxury. They wait in line at Whataburger, and they think of themselves as apex predators, and they eat out of a paper bag like a homeless person. I mean, this is the way most Americans live. They eat out of paper bags, dead animals out of paper bags that are prepared by minimum wage workers. And then we were killing each other all the time. Of course that's going to spill over. We're the biggest country, richest country in the world. Of course it's going to spill over. We're going to kill people overseas. We're killing people here. Yeah, in their car. Yeah, and they're going to eat it in their car. Exactly. Thoughts and prayers. People are dumb. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Well, I totally agree with that. But it's kind of hard. A lot of people don't have CCW, right? But I mean, I'm working on my CCW, and I have a gun. I'm an exerciser of my Second Amendment rights because I don't want to be that idiot who is the only one in a sea of guns. I gotta say, man, if you're American and you don't have a gun, you're stupid. I'm sorry, get a gun. They're not expensive. Learn how to use it. Learn how to safely handle it. Take it to the range. Shoot it. Learn how to operate it. You're living in America. It's so weird. When in Rome, do as the Romans. We got guns here.
Pina says this unexpected loss is tough on the entire school community.
It's going to be hard to deal with when a teacher that's been here for a long time, and a lot of the kids that she was their teacher and everything, so it's going to really affect a lot of these younger kids.
Police detained several people, but so far no arrests have been announced.
Open carry, they're saying, is going to be legal again because the Supreme Court is saying that it's bullshit that we don't have it. What if dude got a DUI? I know, right? Little man, I'm 6'5". I weigh 245. Little man, that's funny. All right, when in Rome is what got us here. Hey, I don't make the rules. I was born here. I didn't consent to this being this way, but here I am. This is what I don't get. People are like, hey, this is how we got here. Okay, but now we're here. Like, where do you want to... If you're born in America and you live in America and you have the right to have a gun and everyone around you has a gun... I did not make the rules. I just have to live here. Like, I don't have much of a choice. I've lived all over the world. And the thing is, they don't let you just stay forever in other people's countries unless you're rich. When I lived in Japan, they only gave me so many months, and then you got to fuck off. And when I lived in England, they only gave me so many months, and then I had to leave. When I lived in Germany, I was in Germany for 5 years, but it was always like, you're going to have to leave. You got to go back to America and get your own passport, and you have to do all sorts of rigmarole. It's difficult to live someplace else. They make it very hard. They control, if you're poor, well, just say not rich, If you're not rich, it's very difficult to go where you want to go and live where you want to live and be who you want to be.
Before you go, sir, I want to turn to the shakeup at the Department of Homeland Security. You work with Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. Will you vote for him to be the next Secretary of DHS?
I won't vote for him in part because I've not yet heard that he's going to make any commitment to clean up the broad illegality at that department. And I think you were right in your questioning of my colleague, Senator Tillis. It doesn't really matter who's the Secretary of Homeland Security. Stephen Miller is calling the shots. A recent judge said that they are violating 96 different court orders.
Well, then why didn't Steve Miller get fired? Why did Kristi Noem get fired? Oh, because she's a woman?
There's still a risk of more Americans being killed. They are rounding up and disappearing thousands of legal immigrants to this country. Until we have a Homeland Security Secretary and a White House that are committed to ending this illegality, the terrorizing of American communities by the Department of Homeland Security, I'm not going to support anybody who's up for that mission.
All right. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat of Connecticut. Before you go, sir, I want to turn to the shakeup at the Department of Homeland Security. You work with Senator.
I always say to people that out of, I think
the truth is, like, you say that Switzerland and become a citizen, you need $100,000 lined up. Exactly. You need $100,000 lined up.
Before you go, sir,
but you don't have any. But you're not a citizen. You don't just become a citizen. You're screwed. You can maybe marry your way in. The truth is, it's very difficult to become a citizen of another country. It's hard. You can't just do it. They control your movements. This is why they invented passports, so that the governments of the world can control the people. You're serfs. You belong to your country. You belong to the land. The land is owned by somebody else. It used to be you might be able to own a little piece of the land and be a king of your own castle in America. That was the American dream. But that's over too. Most people do not own their own land. In China, communist China, 90% of the people own where they live. They own their domicile. They own the concrete and the stones and the land that they live on. In America, it's about 50, and it's going down. It's always going down. So tell me why in scary China, they own 90% of them own where they live. And here, about 50 and going down, because more corporations are buying up single family housing so that you will likely not own a home ever. In China, they think that's crazy. They think that that's poverty. In America, that's the status quo. It's difficult. All countries charge taxes going back for thousands of years. Thousands of years, Dan Smith? Not thousands of years. Sorry, buddy. No. It's not been thousands of years. Shit, man. The Dark Ages. It's only been 500 years since the Dark Ages were over. What are you talking about? Like the Renaissance only happened 500 years ago. 600 years ago. I mean, thousands of years people have been charging taxes. Nope. That's not how it worked. Sorry. Anyway, thank you for playing. This is kind of new. We've basically been controlled by oligarchs and kings and queens, aristocracy, for about 500 years. And every 100 years since like the 1400s, every 100 years, we have this big conflict where a bunch of people die, and then the kids of those people in the conflict, the children, they build institutions to try to make sure it never happens again. And then those children become complacent and they think that peace is the status quo. This is normal, living in peace and prosperity. This is totally normal. And then the next generation has what's called economic anxiety. They start thinking, oh my God, this can't keep going. And then they start another conflict to destroy all of the institutions. It's happened every 100 years. It's happening right now. It'll probably happen another 100 years as well after we do it all over again. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Did the Jews pay for taxes to the Romans? The Jews did? I mean, there was always some kind of thing you had to pay for. But usually in the form of tolls and taxes and services and stuff like that. But the Romans, look out for the Romans. the Jews were mostly slaves of the Romans, and there was all sorts of other issues going on back in the day. But if you want to go back to the Romans, fun times. Fun times. I love it when people compare us to the Romans. How do you feel? Do you think we're like the Roman Empire? How did the Roman Empire look out? How did that go? How'd that go? How'd that Roman Empire work out? How'd it work out in those Roman empires? I wonder how that worked out. Oh, they fell and it caused almost 1,000 years of darkness for the Western world? Huh. Weird. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for joining Illegitimate Non-Carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down, because I need you, we need each other, and the animals need us most of all. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget, you can always donate to the channel and keep it APAC free. Keep this channel APAC free. And if you're not already a channel member, please become a channel member.
I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
Afterglow starts. Oh wait. Oh, you almost lost me there, Steve. Steve, you almost lost me, buddy. I almost didn't see you there. Thanks, Steven. Let me see. Let me just thank Steve really quick. Let me do a little. He likes the kazoo. Where's my kazoo at? Oh, shit. How well off would we be if we weren't deranged by DEI? What a fun thing to think about. How would we be? How well off would we be if we weren't deranged by DEI? What do you mean by we? I don't think we were better off 50 years ago, but, you know, how much better off DEI. It's so funny. You always want to blame diversity and immigrants. It's like a tick with you, isn't it? It's like you're Freebird, isn't it? You're like Leonard Skinner, but you can only play one song, and it's Freebird. That's how you are with DEI and immigration. Anyway, thanks all much for everybody joining. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow. And if you're a member, if you're a Sky City Rebel, I'll see you in the Afterglow. We'll do some poetry readings and stuff. It'll be fun. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.